pay yeah
Ibrahim na nanchia na ye restriction ka ye ma omo kabe you know na you can't control yourself when you need show so tina se ujama on ayo mo juma amranti really no so o ma ya de papa ile na nanchi ni Ibrahim na etia na mebo
ai
Omane Boamah de papa because he will be journalism na oye professional na what you say professional bi wo kra omo akwa na be ya beti ka kire say adi we dey na ye makwa my bible tre adi we dey enye ne say we say ko say I ko myself and the regional minister we no 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 political party we appointment na so many only no be feeling that can control yourself. It is a woman and mom bet was it is a one getting a bomb much more control. Who are some
Ijam mami minim said Jumadi no once is a one hour the presidential staffer I mean in charge of political business, in fact coordinating abano ne projects and ne policies are opeso de ba in the Ashanti region. Jumadi and Rona now play pano na at the same end her protocol as in Kofwa na also mobile Jumadi no say share na my about arrangement in no send an city.
You know, a cooperative mine as well now. Okay.
Aye.
Okay, cooperative mine, you know. Now, and the for almost a fantastic him. And various regions, no, mining or more areas, no. If you say, I teach you for me now, between a bit grass here. Uba sentimental, in cool. Mining won't be an answer on thing with last year. You are Nana or say to a baby as I'm teaching and I won't console. When Timmy Oma assume him in the big scene and nine. Now, share you may be said, yes, I know. Now, environment, you at all. Now, putting for who do attitude be a bit, yes, say. The bayonet in we are treachery. A point to see a first year mining. No, young she said, it was sentimental and say, young Makwa will be near mining, oh, so. Young Makwa will be near mining, oh, forest. Young Makwa will be near mining, oh, a quiet home. Not interested in a month for home. In fact, never did go up from me. Any minister is see a cheap or more catcher amount for no. A funny organization in to documentation everything there. Usually and Sana. And our program is started and Sana if you it's a fact cooperative man in June media. Young fan is there years ago. He said Akoma FM oh Bia Ufi say the mine every year. Cooperative mining. Na ko zi mani penifoni en vuku mwakasa ni na hwese emmansu so boni biara kunu emane nta meka oman no so mbeke no mu asese na se ma kwan ema wo ye sa mining no wa o mema wo licenses na wotini aye sa mining no ni na ye because you coordinate affairs of the mining
yeah
then there amanfo entimi pitu a good year basa baby and some fata now we say yeah mine juma and it used to be yeah reclamation yeah katam na be obi to be so the cooperative money ma online is now ko yeah juma we say oba no na katam na so nti say utu na kata wuti mutu na kata wuti say say natural within na on krata assembly bia wa ban mu no utu ba bi wie na se wan kata so a emre bi owo bi aba no we ni na ka emra obesensan I to say some name
Okay.
you cooperative mind.
I see. Enti na me busa this question because of penifo na omo eba dwumadi asombe nya kwanshiama omo nyina hwere omo nkwa no. Na pemo plan no na se na nesitie mo na engage omo ba na mo na omo din komo time amba bedru ni ade nyina no sa communication no from omo end any say no the bedru no se na nesitie from omo side any omo komo
nanka omampani mu na eba ti yo bo asi na ne esati omampani isesensi John Dramani Mahama ono ana odi Air Force plane ana se helicopter nda bi si obo asi na ye program ti mu wan ni nyanti ye se omampani entini emba na da Omane Boamah ani environmental minister ni o ma ke kan won de be eba ti amapano o take off wa Accra na ya we ni say we be by mon kon fa 9:30 no wa bitu ti ebo mon kon fa pa wa yente ye no yente o mun kana ni bi say o da aden ni say akontu mo asem de si nya botema o ansa na ye ba beti say bi
wow. Inti time omo now we are where time omo set you off no there na mo nya that information is president antimi ama inti no defense minister ne team na do mo ba no mo na nanka e ba represent president
yeah some information no cry before I won best set off on paying antimi ama ono omo be bani inkusa ya some information you must set up so on my area where say omotu na ye take over time no on time omo set off na say by 9:30 no omotu ina some information in na de me o asa na tiri ba be to say na atuye me no
wow and before I come ask me Isham, how well and obey woman commodity money?
Omane Boamah di komo and run out of panon soon.
Hey, only didn't come out and run up 7 a.m.
Omane Boamah di komo. And someone many can't in kind radius. Dinkomo Nanka, maybe Niakra Nanka Wama.
You only need to come on or catch us or Bakumasi.
Some of your so Bakumasi. If you need Dinkomo and Kumasena or Bano, you can come up with 3 years as Unianum and Miancomo. It is over to Umia 7 thereabout. Na ewo be no kunu na obeti Umia na ori di nkomo no. Nti ni nkasa bi. Na dia ahometi pa.
Hey.
Wow. Na nanchi di nkomo. Ulo moyi katse no. Akoma menina ene John di ene Omane Boamah di very sad
7 a.m. and I incident is around 9 between 9:10
na me kasa chiri mi pabia o na me kasa chiri mi pabia and
so Bajo oyobi a like what an need nkomo sa se bia anopa bia no mota kasa na se mota di nkomo
Nura Omane Boamah abba mi fi abetra me hall am ye di nkomo penyo how the ben but if you have one thing, you cannot easily we say me no contract be we intem.
Hey. But wow.
You see, an opinion so me Dr. Omane Boamah did.
No question.
Omane Boamah have plans for me. I also have plans for him. When you go on some power may be behind Yama.
87.9.
Yami pen way. Yami on funny crime see.
We are okay, I'm a crano. Me, who said there? Missing to Akoma so. Said they okay. So be rahopa, be and one around to say because so in the public casa 7 a.m. Now, oh, advice and say, oh, when you cry, we cried and come on, ma. They shall know who be on.
It is really high crown.
Akoma FM 87.9 Kumasi.
Wow. Anyway, enti omo maka no nipa ka apart from say Omane Boamah me say omo maka no obi anu ha woni no edi nkomo in recent times.
Oh, that is then you Omane Boamah ko an kasa an opinion son.
Asante mantem ha yesu ye de ewu mu Dr. Samuel Sapon and Samuel Abuaje Obuase, former parliamentary candidate.
Lessons to serve our dear nation as much as I can. Thank you.
Thank you very much. May you proceed to tell us about yourself.
I'm Omane Boamah, trained medical doctor by profession, married with 3 children, also a health policy analyst, former Minister for Communications, former Deputy Minister for Environment, Science and Technology, former Deputy Minister for Youth and Sports, also presently Director for Elections and IT of the NDC. For the 8 years that President Mahama was in opposition, I also served as a policy advisor and political strategist to him. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You are welcome to the vetting committee.
Good.
Honourable members will proceed by taking questions from the members of the committee. It is my pleasure to start with the subject matter committee members. So I give the floor to Honorable Amankwa Menu.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Let me take the opportunity to congratulate Dr. Kofi Omane Boamah for his nomination. And also let me take this opportunity to welcome to this vetting room some past officers of the Ghana Armed Forces. I can see some past CDS and some 7 officers. They are so welcome. Doc, congratulations once again. We all know that Article 210 creates the Ghana Armed Forces. Now, the Ghana Armed Forces is a creature of the 1992 Constitution, charged with the responsibility of defending Ghana, we have men and women who go through sacrifices, and the sacrifices they go through emanate from the kind of training they go through. We have had instances in this country where people have always asked questions about the way recruitment and enlistment into the Ghana Armed Forces is done.
Yeah, we were regional minister, Ayeni. And a prayer good window, obeying the delegation, watching by your phone. And we coordinating council, we security council.
If you are to look at what members go through, I mean, members in uniform, soldiers, our men and women in uniform go through. Obviously, if you do not meet a certain criteria, it will be very difficult for you to really do the kind of job they do. As a minister, looking at the fact that the Ghana Armed Forces have a time-tested, laid-down processes, procedure, and the training that they go through, as a minister designate for the Ministry of Defense, and looking at what the soldiers go through, looking at, the time-tested training or the time-tested procedure, processes, and all that they go through. As a minister, would you at any time circumvent this time-tested processes and procedure for enlistment and recruitment into the Ghana Armed Forces for political expediency?
Thank you, Honorable Minister Designate.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Chairman, in the early days of the vetting process, a need arose for you to be seen as the chair of this committee and none other. Rightly so, you are the chair. I want, for the last time, plead with those who come here as friends of committee, especially from the majority, to allow decorum, what we call decorum, to manifest at this committee. I will end it here.
Proceed to give your answer.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. We can have a national discussion on this, and also with the advice of the military, because it's something that caught my eye and caught my attention, that this could be one of the ways that we can enhance the presence of women in the military. I know that the training is very rigorous, and so we may have to look at how it was done in the past. Those who can participate in the rigorous training may be categorized within a certain domain. And can we also have something along the lines of a women auxiliary corps that can help improve the percentage of females within the Ghana Armed Forces? So in trying to do a gender perspective of the Ghana Armed Forces, this is one thing that caught my eye regarding the history of the Ghana Armed Forces. But I know the trained soldier will say that once you want to wear the uniform, you must be ready and willing to abandon all hopes of normal life. I know that is exactly what they will say. But I also see an opening, because at 37, professionals were sent on peace mission without necessarily going through the months of training before they went on the mission. So it means that the military can use the innovation that they have, if they really want to use it, to enhance the presence of women within the Ghana Armed Forces. It is something that is very dear to my heart, and we will engage them. I know it is going to be tough for them to agree, but we will have a win-win situation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable nominee, by your answer, I get the feeling that you go by the perception that women are weaklings and will not be couched to be in the military landscape. If I get it right.
Mr. Chairman, no, that is not it. But the truth is, there is a reason the 100-meter record for men and for women are different. When they are recruited or enlisted, they are not going to make exceptions. Ask them. The physical training, you see them, they have to go. And sometimes carrying of locks. I'm hearing the response from the soldiers. Carrying of locks. Women are carrying it and everything. So I'm saying that equity. Women are stronger than men in several aspects. How can the Ghana Armed Forces also take advantage of the things that women are stronger in? That will even weaken men at training. How can they take advantage? So it's going to be a very innovative kind of process. But I believe that when we bring in more people, we will be able to carve out a compromise position that does not compromise the security of even the women that we will be recruiting. And I draw on the fact that doctors and other professionals go on peace missions without necessarily going through the several months of training. Of course, we go through some limited training, and then we are good to go.
Thank you very much. Honorable, I'm happy you mentioned that you haven't had a critical look at the affirmative action bill. But there is a clause 60 which enjoins every ministry to ensure the achievement of the attainment of equity. That is the 30-70. And that is the reason why I'm asking you how you're going to do it. Because it is very important. There's the general view out there that it is almost unachievable when we relate it to the service. But I believe you've given us a right answer by saying that you believe there are innovative ways of looking at the issue. But let's look at this issue critically. How will you work to eliminate barriers for women in taking up combat roles or other specialized areas within the armed forces?
Mr. Chairman, this is a very loaded question, and I don't know how long I have to deal with this. Because the barriers, if you are to look at it like a labyrinth, very, very long, right from childhood, all the way, from the time of menarche and all that, menstrual cycle, they all pose major barriers.
I was a student leader I have been a student leader for 10 years directly, and it is pleasing to state that I serve as a student leader at the same time my good friend, Honorable Anodon Pre, and I was the Secretary General of the All Africa Students Union. I was also the MP for Nantong, and I had the privileged opportunity to be appointed by His Excellency President Mahama in his first term as the Deputy Minister for Information, and subsequently I was moved to Trade and Industry, where I served for 3 years. I lost my seat and I had to come back, so I'm one of the returnees. Then I came back in the 9th Parliament. In fact, I came back in the 8th Parliament and again also in the 9th Parliament. I served in the Finance Committee in my first term in Parliament. But this time around, I came back not as the MP for Nantong, but MP for Tamale Central. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Without wasting time, honorable members, order. Let there be order outside.
I will proceed to give the floor to Honorable John Dako.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Honorable nominee, with the announced plan of the United States to withdraw from the Paris Agreement to the UNFCCC, on the basis that the agreement undermines its economy and also puts its economy in disadvantage. That's what the United States has said as a reason for announcing their withdrawal from the Paris Agreement. And then China's seemingly unwillingness to go by the Paris Agreement. Do you think Ghana, which is a near zero emitter, should continue to honor its NDCs? And if you think so, how do you think we can do that in the face of the many challenges we face as a country?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It is a worrying development, considering the fact that the United States of America is one of the biggest funders of, if you like, donor support that is given to many countries, particularly LDCs, in terms of their fight to ensure that there is some environmental sustainability. It is worrying, and more so taking into consideration the lackadaisical attitude that indeed have been shown by many of the countries that are engaged in the highest emission of these things. And so I think that what we need to do as a state is to see how we can continue with the bilateral relations we have with America. I do know that EPA has a lot of their funding coming from the United States of America. I do also know that CSIR, they've gotten a lot of funding to execute some of their programs and projects. So it is worrying. So I think it's a diplomatic issue. I will not be able to find out why America thinks that they should withdraw. But I think that our leadership can find a diplomatic solution to it, because this particular action is something that would affect our determination to ensure that the pace at which we move on as a state in terms of environmental sustainability is not the best, but it is encouraging. And this will be a setback. So I would suggest, and maybe perhaps suggest to His Excellency the President, that we need to, take advantage of the diplomatic channels, see how best we can continuously get some of this.
The least said about patriotism, the better. And now my brother is telling us that, you see, we are patriot, and that is why we are supporting. That is why we have never been against any of such intervention. As a matter of fact, you have staged more work out in this parliament than your total number in parliament. You have staged more work out in this parliament than the total number of your representation. Patriotic citizens do not walk out. They argue with reason. Patriotic citizens do not just hold press conferences. In fact, I am told that your other name is press conferences. So, Mr. Speaker, it is very clear. It is
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, who is with us here, and the government of Ghana. I have the unpleasant duty, sadly, to announce a national tragedy involving the crash of a military helicopter this morning around the Adansi area in Ashanti region. Government regrets to announce the demise of the following persons in the tragic crash. Dr. Edward Kofi Omane Boamah, Minister for Defense. Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Mutala Muhammad, MP, Minister for Environment, Science and Technology. Alhaji Muniru Muhammad Lemuna, Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator and former Minister for Food and Agriculture. Dr. Samuel Sapon, Vice Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, and Mr. Samuel Abuaji, a former parliamentary candidate. Squadron Leader Peter Bafemi Anala, Flying Officer Manin Chum Ampedu, and Sergeant Ernest Ado Mensa. The President and government extends our condolences and sympathies to the families of our comrades and the servicemen who died in service to the country. All flags are to fly at half-mast until further notice. Thank you.
Good evening, my fellow countrymen and women. It is with a profoundly heavy heart that I address you tonight. Yesterday, a tragic helicopter crash in Adansie Krofom claimed the lives of 8 cherished members of our Ghanaian family. The victims of this accident include 5 passengers and 3 dedicated members of the Ghana Armed Forces. Among them were Dr. Edward Kofi Omane Boamah, Minister for Defense; Alhaji Dr. Murtala Muhammad, Member of Parliament for Tamale Central and Minister for Environment, Science and Technology; Alhaji Muniru Mohammed Limuna, Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator; Samuel Sapol, Vice Chairman of the National Democratic Congress; Samuel Abuaje, Deputy Director General of NADMO; and Squadron Leader Peter Anala of the Ghana Air Force, Flying Officer Chum Ampedu of the Ghana Air Force, and Sergeant Ernest Ado, also of the Ghana Air Force. This tragedy represents a deep personal loss for me. I shared a close bond with many of those individuals who died. Our nation is grieving, and on behalf of the government and the people of Ghana, I extend my deepest condolences to their families, friends, and their loved ones. Know that our entire country mourns with you. We share your pain. Your loss is our loss. A loss of dedicated public servants, intellectuals, and individuals who tirelessly worked for a better Ghana. These 8 individuals dedicated their lives to Ghana's progress. That their final moments were spent in service is a testament to their unwavering commitment. We have lost some of our nation's brightest minds, and this is a moment of shared heartbreak, a time to reflect on the preciousness of life, the sacrifices of public service, and our gratitude for those who dedicate themselves to the well-being of our fellow citizens. Squadron Leader Anala, Flying Officer Ampedu, and Sergeant Ado were dedicated members of our Air Force, embodying the best of their profession. Alhaji Muniru Mohammed Limuna was a humble yet effective public servant. Samuel Sapon was a respected statesman, and Mr. Samuel Abuaje was a promising young leader. Dr. Omane Boamah was a brilliant and dedicated leader, and Alhaji Dr. Murtala Muhammad was a passionate voice for his constituents and a champion for environmental stewardship. These gallant men each served Ghana with distinction. And as we mourn, questions about the cause of this tragedy are only natural and important. And I want to assure the families and the nation that the Ghana Armed Forces has initiated a full and transparent investigation into the circumstances of this crash. An investigative board of inquiry has been set up to investigate the cause of the crash. The flight data and cockpit voice recorders have both been retrieved. All 8 of the bodies of our departed comrades have been retrieved, and the government is in close touch with the bereaved families about identification of the bodies and final interment. In this moment of national grief, let us remember that we are above all Ghanaians, united not just by our nationality, but by our shared hope, our shared humanity, and now our shared sorrow. Let us set aside our differences and offer our collective compassion to the bereaved families. This is not a time for division, speculation, or political point scoring. It is a time for strength, for empathy, and for the enduring Ghanaian spirits that still stands tall when all else has failed. Let our words be of comfort, our actions be of kindness, and our unity be the tribute we offer to those whose lives have been lost. To the families, to the Ghana Armed Forces, to the ministries and departments that have lost dedicated staff, and to the National Democratic Congress, which mourns the passing of valued members, may you find strength in their memory and their legacy. May we all be comforted by the knowledge that though they are gone from our sight, they remain forever in the spirit of the nation they so faithfully served. On Saturday, 9th August at 5 p.m., the nation will gather at the forecourt of the State House for an evening of reflection and memorial in honor of our departed colleagues. Books of condolences will be opened simultaneously at the Ministry of Defense, the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ghana Armed Forces headquarters, and the National Democratic Congress headquarters, and also the head office of NADMO from Sunday 10th August to Thursday 14th August. On Friday 15th August, an interdenominational state funeral will be held for the 8 heroes at the Black Star Square. My brothers and sisters, my fellow countrymen.
Morning. In fact, I rehosem na mamen kwa omano so na mene anka seminia Isham Al Hassan. Oh yeah, of course that's why the regional organizer, but a staffer, presidential staffer in charge of political affairs, coordination of other things in the region. Na me sure say dwumadi yi so na aban no nsusuye ne nhyehyɛ de na kyerɛ Isham eka omo a omo ye arrangement whatever bibia coordinating niema ma meni ni nkɔmanra in the video ayeyi na odi regional minister ni ma no omo frosro ho how a ɔte asɛm no ne sɛ de anamo omo tu so far yɛne ni nkɔmasham good morning yenyina ye me ho yakɔ ɔman ni nyina say yabonye nya asem ketwa je sabre ho ni edie ma me ma okwa emfamra Akoma 87.9 FM tie for that say waje so
me yeso asemi da obi ase
minim say yenhwe dwumadie no once the presidential staff arrangement and any imagine about this program send a net nipa na ba na arrangement wankasa mo ye protocol ne ade amoye for this program but of yes as free hona ewia ne ya ba bedru nra so de si yemu ene said they would asem no ne anamo amatu so far
mention what if nyina onampani ese John Dramani Mahama there is settle agenda na it is former good year a to a woman year they were say ba Ghana because to me Iriwa na yedebia yesi o say you launch adivia from the professional cooperative mining na yetimi aboama akonidie sefata aba former good year to anyone that say alopano nkomo se bekọ akoye. He said he will know as I two and more Edika Koto Nema or Boise municipality. You know, you could hear the two Nema, no, this is the two Nema, new original minister named 24 the Kai and Son. And Cheribia, I ever started a program like Oyena as you.
Wow. Why the break his news, no, Mama?
Yeah, you were somebody man could be a friend speaker Kenya. Somebody man no Kenya no a year under at Kufu district.
Sikamai, right?
Sikamai.
Aye. Okay.
Ono obriki no so no edema is the SCO in persuasion woni. You original minister man and say to kana yeko. You could do Sikaman. Na enye Sikaman kunu na DNC na STO baby a friend of Bofidu. Bofidu ono so no untimi enfaka na motu enko. Ina say e nanti 2 hours. In fact, when I could do people nothing. Now I can't say no for people. Now you prove to people so we are proof do one upon more. You go home and say you're paying for it. You will see idea. Now on ashare you cry. Now, I didn't go social media, no go almost share. You to me, young okay. My idea, the Emma, so you have one so the kind who was wrong. And I'm more than in the end, so I'm a coca, you know, you know, no, Maswaka, they do a Mokama here. I'm okay. It is doing a share bag more. It's only for people as well. If people also, you could do back up and only take the answer. If people also, I will do sick a man, cooling a fire car, not a one shop and only take the answer.
Wow.
Yeah. Nipa nyefi, nipa nsefi. Ya uko she, na udi wani hunu, nema yifunu nurana. Well.
Yes, in fact, Ibrahim nen anentwi de afamu bia ma. Omada man so pictures and videos bia ye betimi aka ho asem. Go nyina nyina na pe ye
Ibrahim na nanchwa na ye restriction ka ye ma omo ikabe you know na you can't control yourself when you show so tina se ujama on ayo omo juma am ranchi really so o ma ya de papa ile na nanchi ni Ibrahim na etia na mebo
ai
o ma bo mo de papa because he will be a journalism na or professional na what you say professional di wo kra o mo akwa na be ya beti ka kire say adi widi na ye makwa my bible ntre adi widi enye ni say we say ko say I ko myself and the regional minister we no no bro political party we no appointment na usome so only no be free with that can control yourself it is really no mbeti was it say wono bit ya bo much ma control no who asem
ijam mami minim say dwumadie no once is it wona oye the presidential staffer, I mean, in charge of political business, in fact, coordinating abano ne projects and ne policies are open so in the Ashanti region. Jumadi and Rona now play pano na at the same end. Her protocol as in Kofwa na also mobile Jumadi no say she na maya about arrangement in no say na city.
You know, I cooperative mind as well now, okay.
Aye.
Okay, cooperative mind, you know. Now, and the for almost a fantastic him for. And various regions, you know, mining or more areas, you know. If you say, I teach you for more, now bit me, I be dressed here. Uba sentimental, ha. In cool. Mining won't be an answer on Timber Dress yet. You are Nana or say to a baby as I'm teaching and I won't console. When Timmy Oma assume him in the big scene and nine. Now, share you may even say, yes, you know. Now, environment, you at all. Now, putting for who do attitude will be a bit, yes, you say. The bayonet in we are treachery. A point to see a first year mining. No, young say, it was anti-mountain and say, young Maka will be near mining, oh, so. Young Maka will be near mining, oh, forest. Young Maka will be near mining, oh, a quiet home. Not interested in a month for home. In fact, never did go up from me. Any minister is see a cheap or more catcher amount for no. A funny organization in the population everything there. Usually and Sana. And our program is started and Sana if you. It's a fact cooperative management media. Young fun is ya se John se Akoma FM awo no bia ofi se ye mining eben ya cooperative mining na ko zi mining penifo ni enfu kru mu akasa ni na se emmansu so boni biara kunu emane nta meka Omane no so mbeke no mu asese na se ma kwan ema wo ye sa mining no wa o mema wo licenses na wotini aye sa mining no ni na ye you see a coordinate affairs of the mining.
Yeah.
Then a among for 80 minutes a good year, basa. Maybe I some fata. Now we say, yeah, mining, Juma. And it used to be, yeah, this elimination, yeah, Katam, and to be so. It's a cooperative money, more lines as now, Juma. We say, oh, by, the Katam, and to say, oh, to know, Katawachi. Now, Katochi say, it's natural with me. Na ukrata assembly bia wa abayemono utu ba di wie na se wan kata so a emre bi owu bia ba no wodi ni na ka emra obesensan adi ami adi atu se edi sam bia na ma se
okay
the cooperative mine no
I see enti na me busa this question because of penifo ana omo eba dwumade asombe nya kwanshiama omo nyina hwere omo nkwa no na pemo plan no na se na nesitie mo na engage wo mo ba na mo na mo din komo time amba bedru ni ade nyina no sa communication no from omo end any say no the bedru no se na nesitie from omo side and omo komo
nanka omo mpani no mu na eba ti e wo bo asu na ne esati omo mpani ipesa John Dramani Mahama Omo ana odi Air Force plane ana se helicopter nda bi si obo asenya ye program ti mu wan ni nyanti ye se omampani entini emba na da Omane Boamah ani environmental minister ni o ma ke kan won de be eba ti amapano omo take off wa Accra na ye yawe ni se we bi by mon kon le fa ye 9:30 ni wa bi tu ebo no kono fa pa wa yenti o munkana ni bi se oda aden ani ni se a country mo semde e si nya botema o ansa na ye ba beti se bisi
wow enti time a omo now we are with time omo set you off no de na mo nya that information is president antimi amma ntino defense minister ne team ana do mo ba no mo na nanka ba be represent president
yeah some information crowd before on best set up on bani antimi amma on be bani insa yeah some information you must set up so my area where say omotu na ye take over time no time mo set off na say by 9:30 no omotu ina some information in na de ne o asa na tire ba be to say na atuye ne no
wow and before I come ask me Isham how well and oben wo mo komodie mu na de
ni Omane Boamah di komo enwana no panonso
only di komo enwa no pa 7 a.m.
Meni ura Omane Boamah di komo ansema meni ka hede ntini kan radio di komo nanka medi menya kwa nanka wa ama
nti oni ni din komo no ka che so obakumase
sema ya we se obakumase nti ni din komo aba ni kumase na oba ne ho din komo ko etiri pa as onia no anian komo nti se obati onia 7 there about na ewobe no mtumikundu na obeti onia na oni din komo no nti ni nkasabiu ade a committee pa.
Hey.
Wow. I'm not dim come. We catch them. Akoma na ene. John di ene Omane Boamah dear. Very sad.
7 a.m. And I incident is around 9 between 9-10.
Nyame kasa kyerɛ nipa biara. Nyame kasa kyerɛ nipa biara. Ɛdɛ so bi wura kwa wura ho pa.
And so bajo oyobi a like what an di nkomo sa se bia anopa bia no mota kasa na se mota di nkomo.
Ni wura Omane Boamah. Abba mi fi abetena me hall. Am ye di nkomo penyo. But if you have one thing, you cannot even use them in the culture of you and them.
Hey, but wow.
You see, an opinion song, me, Dr. Omane Boamah did.
No kwasem.
Omane Boamah have plans for me. I also have plans for him. When you go for my simple woman be behind Nyama. Nyame pen away. Nyame on funny crime see.
We are okay, I'm a crano. Me who said there. Me sin to uncommon so. So they okay. So be ra hopa be and one ra to say because so on the public kasa 7 a.m. Na advice ni say we cry and come on ma. The sham no who be on.
It really higher crown.
Akoma FM 87.9 Kumasi.
Wow. Anyway, enti omo maka no nipa ka apart from say Omane Boamah don me say won omo maka no obi ani ho a won no edi nkomo in recent times.
Oh daddy, na you Omane Boamah ko an kasa anopa no son.
Asante mantem ha yenso ye de ewu mu Dr. Samuel Sapon and Samuel Abuaje Obuase former parliamentary candidate and they
were regional minister ayeni and pay a good no obey delegation starting paying for and regional coordinating council regional security council in Ara they call you almost certain fee na the commander busia yako see wa ebe to asoko boase na ko yi Abuaji busia po Akoma mo yako
87.9 Kumasi.
if you are na ba na ya biti en se ya mpani for be my own plan se e ko mpani for be se ya faso na ya je se adwuma ni na I don't know.
Minister, any bodies no call or DHA and more.
No, Yama, many minister generally for proponent. In fact, and I know who entered the nation, you know, said who like a panel, you may know which means what are in the Calampo. Inti Yama, the original treasure, you are Marvin. Any lawyer Samuel Otu, come on Johnny Plano, everybody's no a crime.
Asemo Isham ode ma yemfa wo si ha Never am a one of paper. In fact, I won the area start here, but would ye ababe country? Would ye abe country pa? Sir Nipa on the Kasaya wouldn't soon so Bakumasi. Na 7 no ye didn't come na 9 10 11 over to say wabe or the helicopter de babe shiasiama body new crown who body no who has messy who benting a hard drink but I'm jam walk the mammy musa this final question mukodu drew on a muhu dear how devastating I deny your no name I mean said a hosity no jam first thing about him minim say mo kosro ho no na minim say na bia ni da subu ho say mo kono and da subu ho say even though say sikra no a mo be kono bia bia mbetimi a rescue nipa ni bi na mo koye de muhu ye no I mean what was it maybe 2 minutes bi na kamene wonwie na te saying
yeah I think can you from the course ro na ni say e na ya betimi a rescue nipa ni bi ajo mu kwa nti the ahware so ni ahwodne so ene fo pepo no ekọ pepo na kom ai kudu ya ikuhu sene esina na abombu aba ndi me nada me kono kwano wade ba e nanti me no ikudu hono iku se akukuro ni wa bitimi ajele nkwano na me ayo yi na India baby.
Jam, I'm coupon share day. See you now. That's it. Sham Al Hassan and our T7 in common. You made you so. Mira Martin.
That's it,
but just be able to
87.9 Kumasi.
Good. Now, maybe say, Enra, the good news about say, black box. Nanka Ghana phone in a animal say Yensabeka according to Penifono containing information about my boy Amia investigation. But science Yensa Kaino. Because saying about boy and is it the way I are clear for investigation to commence?
Oh no, investigations in there are commenting from the very time Chopper and Chopper. Near black box, yes, very good. We have located a black box because of course social media now map of the break and say, no matter how bent the chopper, black box need there normally you can easily find it. And they said they have found a black box. The black box will go back to the manufacturer for examination to tell us exactly what happened from takeoff to airborne to landing. Then there's another component I find the recorder side. Recorders know what different compartments, then a black box know also what different compartments. Recorders know, so I don't know whether they have found them, but if they have found the recorder, superb. And it's to me for we to know exactly what they are saying, what they said, and what actually happened on the flight before the crash.
And so in that case, it means that even though you are recovered here, but yeah, as a man, you to me access information, woman.
No, black box in India you cannot. Record back to the manufacturer all over the world. And you're gonna black box, to the best of my knowledge, I might be wrong, but to the best of my knowledge, the black box goes back to the manufacturer, not the supplier. And even if you buy the aircraft from a third party and not the manufacturer, it has to go back to the manufacturer. But the recording in India, the recorder in India, when you recorder now, you'll be able to assess it as a mind to know exactly what was being said and what was happening and the discussions on the flight before the final crash.
In this situation, investigation no body ben responsible for this one because will be the parliament to force some an inquiry into it.
Forget about politicians in this matter. They are the cause of all our problems. Forget about them. Investigations in the civil aviation military nankasa beyebi On said DNA na ye koya was South Africa no say police for na lady. And the on to say you can say police ye DNA no na Marfo be bring say police are not involved in this investigation. Police are involved. The BNI is involved. Almost via and answer work in progress report. No, normally they are called National Security Council meeting. Then the National Security Coordinator will be there. And now say almost they call the Joint Intelligence Committee meeting. So then they look at what has actually happened. Because me, Chum are co-pilot. Among all the Africans, they are called China for training. Chum came up to be number one. He's your best person. Then we share somebody like Lam. Lam is a very well instructor. Why instruction for many years. And this is not the first time he's carrying VIP and VVIP. He has been moving these machines for some time. Mensa or technical padding or war flight. So he's a very good person. And so within split second, you have lost some of your best people in the country, in addition to the politicians. And so these are the four bodies that will do the investigation. They will look at it from different sides. They will examine the aircraft in side because it has become a subject, an object of investigation. Then they will look at the procedures. Then they will also look at personnel or war flights. So then they will look at some other things that is related to the crash. But it's also important to say that planes don't get accidents, they get crashed. And this is not the first time plane is being crashed in this country. Kenya has recorded some, US and all that. And we have accused ourselves enough in this country. Let's wait for the investigation to finish. Then whatever be the outcomes, we can look at it.
But I mean, him say be about my boy black box and the recorders are working once at what point duration Ben it me capture information from the production?
Oh, no, black box in India is inside. How do I explain the black box to? It's like your heart, human being, your heart.
Okay.
You see your heart, you cannot depart from your heart. Mm-hmm. So the black box is your heart. Then record the snibber with phone. And when you are on a flight, your heart is in your body. Your phone is what we will find when you crash. Is that not it? So black box means the heart is the heart of the chopper or the plane. Then the recorders are also called the apartment. And normally what you go for, say you are looking for the black box. Because black box in the heart, in the engine, and more predominance is given to the black box. But they are recording department. The recorder tells you what they were saying, what happened, the few seconds before they crash, 1 hour before they crash, 30 minutes before they crash, all manner of things. All those ones will be done.
Oh, okay. And in this situation, no, the last bit of the flight and I say of the journey. And I said, and I'm say draw the line so that you bet me who what happened.
No, it will start from even the beginning. It will start from when it got to the Air Force base.
Okay.
Don't say before I say plane better take you off, and I say chopper better take you off. Say Mensa no technical professor no. He has to check it and clear it. And so when he signs for it, it means that you are good to go. So it will start from the time in the FN, the procedure, the standard protocols and procedure, whether they follow that. But on investigations, we need to create this distinction and create public awareness. And yet every investigation, it leads to prosecution. Some investigations outcome helps you for reforms. Some investigation outcomes help you to sway away from a particular path. Some investigation outcomes help you to take certain critical decisions. Some investigation outcomes will help you to prosecute people. Some investigations outcome will help you to learn new things. Some investigation outcome will also help you to like punitive actions and discipline. So, investigations, I know somebody has done something wrong and I said there's an evil intention. Even though you cannot rule that one out, but these are the realms why you need investigations, and these are the reasons why investigation. So it starts from right from the tarmac. Nami can say the pilots and the crew members and the passengers. You even investigate and go back to where they were a day before the flight, a week before the flight, 3 months before the flight, a week before. Many of those ones can be done. but the outcome of the investigation that will lay bare what happened, what did not happen. Then we take a decision as a nation.
It is Omane anymore. For how long does it take your mind to be able to establish?
Oh, investigation now starting right from day now, top and back down. And see, your friend work in progress report. And see, at all time, only the reports, Baba. We did say by now they have a fair idea what happened. About 30 to 40 to 50 to 70% of what happened. Identification of the bodies from Ghana to South Africa before the National Funeral Day on the 15th of August, also part of the process. And see, if by tomorrow next or by Sunday that identification is done, meaning then you are closing the gap small, is that not it? They are all part of the process. And see, yes, a national emergency. But we have accused ourselves in this country for so long. They are bred with accusations, politicians, and many of those things they do. Let's wait and let the investigation be done. But I can tell you, the investigators, the civil aviation, the army, the BNI in particular, the police in particular, they have taken it so seriously. And from the little I know, and from what I have heard, the questions we are asking and the answers we are finding, they are taking it seriously. And something great to come out of this investigation.
Then, some of us are what problem with how the scene, no, Marfo access to the area, no. Temper the processor, they investigate because part of the chopper.
No, just one aspect of the investigation. And see, Mami don't let them beat me. Come to my defense, me politicians have messed up. They are very distracted people. They destroy everything. Now, your politics now, and find for some, but you're unproductive in several ways. Onim said the military provides transportation services to the civilians in this country. Are you aware? Onim. So why are you not developing that particular aspect of the transport? Should be a crash taking place? No, you will need another chopper. You will need another several things to get to the mountain and into that deep forest. We don't do it, and it is a national lackadaisical attitude of all of us, the way we do things in this country. And unfortunate situations like managing the crime scene, they could have called it off and make sure they plan police and BNI and soldiers there. But look at the place. Are we ready to do it? It doesn't favor them, and they are happy when it happens. But we will continue to die if we don't do it properly. We should have resourced the armed forces, resourced the air force, resourced the choppers. You don't even have a national carrier. Your president is using the brothers' plane. The brothers' plane, everybody is in South Africa. And it will become politics tomorrow. Because you mess up everything in this country. As a car, politicians are work from her. If they add it together, they would have developed all these things. And to me, we didn't manage, we are not managing the crime scene properly. But knowing who the Ghana Police Service is and their crime unit and the forensic unit of the Ghana Police Service, even if a crime happened 5 years, 10 years, they can reconstruct the crime scene and tell you exactly what happened. If they call it you get the same result. So that is the confidence I have. But it's not everybody who knows it. So many we are against the way we are even showing it on social media and many of those things, a lack of education.
Parts
exactly. But once such issue also because of the nature of the place. Regional minister now a whole lot of people now Omane said they could even find the bodies. But also the back the Air Force people took over. And the military took over. You saw the way they transport them from Kumasi to Accra to the Air Force base. That is what we need to be doing as a nation. And see, even before the outcome of the investigation, I believe the president has spoken now. He will be brief. We need to start building our nation. And see, you people build it for us so that even if you steal money, you have built something for us so that you can steal everything and go. But just build the nation for us. We share the sack issue trouble on social media. But you saw the military, they took over. This is a distinct institution. I love the military. We love them all. We seriously love the military because they are the ones who help us in several ways. You saw they took over, they came to the fore as professionals and they are giving their fellow citizens the best of everything they can. Then the police people took over. DNA, let's go and do the identification. They flew them to South Africa. We have Ibrahim Ahmad who provided the plane. They are in South Africa now. I had in touch with one or two, blah, blah, blah. They are there. Then you have the BNI in the front line. Then you have the aviation people. This is the way we come together. Then you quickly call Akoma FM, Media General, the key officers in the Media General who will interview with its commander and co. Then you brief them about the whole operation, how the military operates, how the choppers operate. And almost bizarre questions. They know the kind of questions to ask. But we don't do many of those things in this country. I don't know what to do again.
And but my name say be a bit my boy with this. One kasa from where you sit as a security person, no. Ghana yen aircraft ne whatever. I mean the state of Ghana yankasa presidential jet and the military aircraft and others no. From where you sit, Omane, from that angle, are we okay? Are we safe?
So, the more you have, the better. Because we know we are machines. It is our son, you car. Liverpool guy, Diego Jota or Wuya. Say a Lamborghini. But the reason why they will sell Lamborghini and Ferrari to you at the very high prices is that they said they don't get accidents. They don't easily get accident or they don't get accident. But he had an accident, unfortunately, with Lamborghini. And see, when a machine can have a problem at any point. Meaning you take off and you have a problem. Airborne, you have a problem. Landing, you have a problem. And see, these are all machines. Air travel is one of the best, but it's also one of the ones that when the opportunity happens, damages are very severe. But this also takes us to the question that our politicians and our national, they need what we call travel risk assessment. They need to take it seriously and orientation. If it were to be me who is going to Obuasi, I'll take Africa Word or Passion, get to Kumasi, and use a pickup. I have traveled on that road very often recently. Use a pickup within 1.5 hours or 2 hours, you'll be at Obuasi. Now, we are politicians. Until Unmia regional minister, we do Kumasi, I have my land cruiser too. Now, you are my police officer. And to me, that journey within 1.5 hours or 1 hour. Oh, we are now up at Kumasi back. What brother? The next day, then you come back. We need to look at all this as a national orientation, our travel risks and the nature of things we do, whether we are in political office or we are not in political office. I don't think we really do some of those things properly.
And I remember, sir, the Ashanti regional minister made mention, sir, I think Mutala, that arrangement with him.
Exactly.
And
so how Mutala got to Air Force One space and I said, Tamak, you see, you Mutaka film. He jumped into it, you know. How did he know that the chopper will be taken off? You see, so we should, because Mutala is, my mother see him to be the firstborn. My mother really loved this boy. All my Kenyan brothers, they really love him, and he's a brother to me. Last week, we spoke about something. I wanted him to have an idea, and we discussed it so that he could do something about it. So some of these things, we need to orient our people when they come to office new or Ghana as a whole. Orientation, there's something we call travel risk. Yes, security consultants. Yes. We even do it for the white people and many people who come to this country. You can learn it and you take it and you are so free. You go. If I don't tell you today, say around that dance area, I have been there for like 3 months. Every week, if you are you will not know.
Wow. I see. They say you're sure anymore. Whatever happens. We are sure, sir. You bet me.
Thank you. Thank you. Condolences to the family.
Thank you very much. Medasipa Richard Kumado and Yenu Abon Commando Pay Nabusia Higher Akoma 87.9 FM. And of course, if I say we pick 1 or 2 things up.
Good evening, my fellow countrymen and women. It is with a profoundly heavy heart that I address you tonight. Yesterday, a tragic helicopter crash in Adansie Krofom claimed the lives of 8 cherished members of our Ghanaian family. The victims of this accident include 5 passengers and 3 dedicated members of the Ghana Armed Forces. Among them were Dr. Edward Kofi Omane Boamah, Minister for Defense, Alhaji Dr. Murtala Muhammad, Member of Parliament for Tamale Central and Minister for Environment, Science and Technology, Alhaji Muniru Mohammed Limuna, Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator, Samuel Sapol, Vice Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Samuel Abuaje, Deputy Director General of NADMO, and Squadron Leader Peter Anala of the Ghana Air Force, Flying Officer Chum Ampedu of the Ghana Air Force, and Sergeant Ernest Ado, also of the Ghana Air Force. This tragedy represents a deep personal loss for me. I shared a close bond with many of those individuals who died. Our nation is grieving, and on behalf of the government and the people of Ghana, I extend my deepest condolences to their families, friends, and their loved ones. Know that our entire country mourns with you. We share your pain. Your loss is our loss. A loss of dedicated public servants, intellectuals, and individuals who tirelessly worked for a better Ghana. These 8 individuals dedicated their lives to Ghana's progress. That their final moments were spent in service is a testament to their unwavering commitment. We have lost some of our nation's brightest minds, and this is a moment of shared heartbreak, a time to reflect on the preciousness of life, the sacrifices of public service, and our gratitude for those who dedicate themselves to the well-being of our fellow citizens. Squadron Leader Anala, Flying Officer Ampedu, and Sergeant Ado were dedicated members of our Air Force, embodying the best of their profession. Alhaji Muniru Mohammed Limuna was a humble yet effective public servant. Samuel Sapon was a respected statesman, and Mr. Samuel Abuaje was a promising young leader. Dr. Omane Boamah was a brilliant and dedicated leader, and Alhaji Dr. Murtala Muhammad was a passionate voice for his constituents and a champion for environmental stewardship. These gallant men each served Ghana with distinction. And as we mourn, questions about the cause of this tragedy are only natural and important. And I want to assure the families and the nation that the Ghana Armed Forces has initiated a full and transparent investigation into the circumstances of this crash. An investigative board of inquiry has been set up to investigate the cause of the crash. The flight data and cockpit voice recorders have both been retrieved. All 8 of the bodies of our departed comrades have been retrieved, and the government is in close touch with the bereaved families about identification of the bodies and final interment. In this moment of national grief, let us remember that we are above all Ghanaians, united not just by our nationality, but by our shared hope, our shared humanity, and now our shared sorrow. Let us set aside our differences and offer our collective compassion to the bereaved families. This is not a time for division, speculation, or political point scoring. It is a time for strength, for empathy, and for the enduring Ghanaian spirit that still stands tall when all else has failed. Let our words be of comfort, our actions be of kindness, and our unity be the tribute we offer to those whose lives have been lost. To the families, to the Ghana Armed Forces, to the ministries and departments that have lost dedicated staff, and to the National Democratic Congress, which mourns the passing of valued members, may you find strength in their memory and their legacy. May we all be comforted by the knowledge that though they are gone from our sight, they remain forever in the spirit of the nation they so faithfully served. On Saturday, 9th August at 5 p.m., the nation will gather at the forecourt of the State House for an evening of reflection and memorial in honor of our departed colleagues. Books of condolences will be opened simultaneously at the Ministry of Defense, the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ghana Armed Forces, headquarters, and the National Democratic Congress headquarters, and also the head office of NADMO from Sunday 10th August to Thursday 14th August. On Friday 15th August, an interdenominational state funeral will be held for the 8 heroes at the Black Star Square. My brothers and sisters, my fellow countrymen and women, may God bless their souls, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana.
95.1 FM.
Ghana is still in black. Yes. And then Saturday, I'm about to say, na enjoy my Ghana home. You might be your friend will soon. Saturday on Pebia, it's not so copy say no do be and until now pay a Saturday say about some na ya share ya koso o memu and of course. Ya koso o memu han say o man no we are mourning after say Pango chia almost my Ghana na osum ni mu no emunsem bebre ama ne o mashro monkwa yakoye chi yabo audios ni bi from the time an incident ni see here chief of staff announcing the incident thereafter penifo bi ni munsem o market kan mo dia to dwade nyina no yakaye ho kakra Afenso Mampani John Dramani Mahama or addressing the nation. Yes, see Atua Ghana. Dr. Omane Boamah, Honorary Minister for Defense. Dr. Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed. Freedom is coming. Minister for Environment, Science and Technology. Dr. Samuel Sapon. National Vice Chairman, the NDC, Mr. Samuel Abuaje, former parliamentary candidate of Boase, Alhaji Muniru Mohammed, acting deputy national security coordinator, squadron leader, Peter Anala, was in charge, honorary pilot, flying officer, Chum Ampadu, Sergeant Ernest Adumensi. Zani pango chi ena Omane Gusua. Ye ka womo ene oko ene numre according to the president address our yeah. 87 say ene numre at 5 p.m. forecourt of the State House in Accra. Omane betna say na ya reflect say in fact ye be koye chia kwhwe dwumadi omadidi abo oman no na fe ya share enema oma go through any dey see nyina no ya kaka ye ho kaka ewie na fe ya di dwumadi ahodo pi na dia kai won enti abusia ena no pay ye benya bre na ya tena se na fe ya di san komo na I've said the Niema is a call.
It's something fun.
I was here, they tell us, Ghana a helicopter out of how many pounds or chashu on pa. And then Sibro Field. And on a din come in Baby. And the other normal coin. A minor say, yes, she say, and Penny say, oh, yes, she say, now I'm yet me, I a responsible mining. Enti, Anuya Ukwada. Penifashia, Regional Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, and then an anomaly share a wabwase, the launche responsible cooperative miners. Nipang wa chair a hero munquain, and on my hero munquain, a nipa na omoko ako Boamah Jumediano, etimi akoso kama, and Fufia Antuata helicopter on the nam a toy na a nay a free. Kuada no beka na yete ha die aya awreho die na oman ne nyina ye die na enra ntia enya ne se ukọ Takradia the Air Force Base amoye candle night vigil edema yenuanom a na omonsoso no military fo na omo eka ho bie the Air Force amoye sanhye na ma ebekwa oma no so na no pay yakodi nkomo na yenua ogina in fact wo hwe videos ni nyina na beba na mahwe your Facebook page yenua ogina mu or report edema ye media general Pakwasi Peters anopo ahoma no so ma yeni ni nkomo kakra na yehwe de course wo Takrade pa good morning minia but what's up pombo kodie
oh nyame adumo eja ayo ya na ye
oh yes when they na fire from enra the report is that Takrade, the Air Force Base. There was a candle night vigil. Omoyema yenuanom yensa omo ashu omo enkwa in the process. Nipa ngotria omunya accident omunyina ashu omo nkwa. Ne mumiensa with the Air Force omoye vigil. Fire from what happened there the cause.
Yo, munya meminchia oye yenese kwa wosin we santimanto mle akumazi. Yaji the of Ashanti region and even beyond Abodo. Na ma often damu no Mangana yanta some papa Ashanti region one of you in the Mario host me osi Ghana Yasher Accra our tree or ye na them 80 in the new Ebasazi where your crew members are now helicopter Yabaka or ye so that for Ebasa I was one to my sergeant and Ado flying officer Chum and Pedu na oye squadron leader Peter Bafemi Anala Wakahu. Na more that I'm looking for a basing the crew members minara where so that far was when you Juma Takrade ha. Aha na wa oye flying officer Chum and Pedu for instance the only probably need to see ha Mayor Lieutenant Chairman Kumi Chairman on the day no or Eba Yan Western Naval Command ha the garrison in Nara no wife no on na oye psychologist or the moment so you need flying officer Chum and Pedis on almost every day they are no e be na waka hon na wo ha but once we nebusia wo Accra nti mayeti no ye weekends na wako nti last time was the fee oye the Air Force Base or water just last Saturday exactly a week today na da mon kofo e ba saying na wo ha ma ya tinpene wo ye kenke party mpena eba Air Force Base wa ye wo unity bi ho for one oye number 8 heli wing dem unit na ho na wo ti last week ye was wo ye kenke party na wo go ba say was wo wo mo zin pa one of the Chuma Pedu for instance oye very good very good and as ado onu na oye technician wo oye dem unit wo oye flying officer so na oka wo just last week Saturday na call na bay the other bankan na wo bezi juma oye Wednesday ni wanyim pe fi bi wanyo no kokuma se ono na wo fi ha wo kwaya unfortunately Wednesday no akwenhyia kɛse bɛɛbɛ a enyanom went to one son na one ba nti neda ɔyɛ Takoradi Air Force Base edwumayɛfo no so daafo no wɔnye ɔyɛ military for ha in Takoradi all the three garrison nara wɔ ha yɛwɔ Air Force wɔ ha yɛwɔ Navy wɔ ha na yɛsan so yɛwɔ military 2D na apramodo nti dɛm mpanyinfo no nara wɔbɛɛbɛhyia wɔnye adɔfo anyankofo na ebusua no flying officer Achum Ampadu na yere no na ebusuafo wɔbɛi a wɔyɛ dɛm candlelight vigil no na wɔde share them enuanom no enyimnyam no ɔyɛ fa ma yɛfi point I think Sergeant Ado ɔno since 2017 or so wasn't about ha no 2019 ha no ɔwɔ na ɔyɛ flying officer Achum Ampadu so 2022 na wo post no wɔn ba Takoradi Air Force Base all this one ya ha na wɔwɔ wɔn dwuma no wo be na wɔbɔ wɔn about it there wɔyɛ very good watch out then ya program be called na FA display a flying officer Chuma Pedu or the helicopter display wo Yuma
mahu sa video no
no what about it no colleague senior what kada no wa be ye play bi a wonya wohwem a wonya wo ye manche obotum na wa be ye don nti nya zo bi botum akada bi a 1 year experience na nansi ampo akaja award on cherry diara na obey nti ma witness akaya your host and na oyeye abra oye ninuanom a wo number 8 heli ring obey na wisdom with us at a point no oyeze maybe we nya video ni bi
we have the videos yes videos
you know so be no there you know so na your way to talk so nya no we san ni na no we na no na odu baby a edwene ho a fantastic nda we ye da medwuma no na was share the name and name so penny na ono na other Ghana Armed Forces religious affairs ano apostle doctor brigadier general commodore kumi ono the wood ono no be zenyim na o she nyame no nkran azina me yefo na ase yemfa ma nyame odu bebi a na oyeze odu bebi a oyeze na so ono no onyim zo ye na oye odu tutu ho o si wiasa abrabo no odu bebi a wa ka yet the elfu ni yara enyim aza oda wenyim na imom ni nyame yefo na ase ma nyame ono a onyim za oye na waye so pompe na ozemo ho na ebusuani na so yeso candle na ye share oye nyame mo nzeni de ka se wegbe oye book of condolences so the atwa adofa do fobotu wako na wako show bibi was the alpha enyame
I see for how long now this video here course so no for how long they take a duration started time being we time being went into the night
was started by 7 I think 6:30 now Dominic Naraba into 7 na washa say him na zino koko kodo injom to kakasa na adofo so be pa by 9:30 na yewie miss one almost 9:45 by 9:30 na was be biaraba ewe ya adofa odo control booking obotum no to me control but kola booking ho kofe botum akona akotro see by 9:30 no was the programming was about maybe
when say there are people are no more aspire to be at that position nipa me ensen adru woni bi mu di nkomo ade dey see dey na ka kire omo demotivated and I say so na no mu say yes service to the nation ka ho bi ntino asia eno no emu omabem so omo so be konkoden so betimi akonde ama oman Ghana
yo menya military for another soldier for one believe no or you different kakra motu sama kandama one obando one fa one kra into enfama oye Oman Ghana where you dwumaku bia enwe de wait one way so pa do botun na waye nti ndeda no na ayo ho na we kita one but motu maka wana bi mu ongwe pa ongwe de one go one wo ejuma wo ye no ho we inde ejuma no ze odu be bia dam not we susumum de me kwani na woni nyano no botun wa fa baba nde ebia we kenya akwanhia improfima ebia wa sebia wa hyewa na de bibida na yebeka eyew na wa ka won na wana bomu imbre na wo hwe nyano no so baka wa be shine example ama no worka last week I was Saturday wɔyɛ party bi kenke party nti wɔn tiri ne nyinara na wɔka ho
they were all no nyinaa
wɔwɔ bi wɔwɔ nti na wɔnyɛ kɔ na ɔredi tribute ɔreka dɛ wɔnyim dɛ dɛm party na wɔyɛ no ɔyɛ goodbye bi a ebi a ɛnuanom no wɔdze ma wɔn nkyɛn deɛ ɔbɛhwɛ wɔn yie anaa mpo dɛ ebi a nkyɛn sɛ wɔn ha wɔnyɛ wɔn benya anyankofa bi ma pa wɔnyim dɛ just exactly a week no ɔbɛyɛ the last day a wɔdze bɔ ho wɔn nuanom no wɔsɔ wɔyɛ job a wɔyɛ program bi na adze a mosim a wɔsoro squadron leader Peter Bafemi for instance wɔsɔ no de ɔpɛ basketball so na ɔbɛyɛ a wɔn free time de aba abɛfrɛ wɔn kyale yɛn kɔ court no do na yɛn kɛ ɔno yɛ Peter na guy na already tribute no so yɛ Peter nti ɔsɔ wɔkɔ de a ɛwɔ zɔn de fɔ wɔfrɛ ko Peter A na wɔfrɛ ko so Peter E kɔkɔpɔ nyinaa wɔyɛ nuanom na adze dɛ wɔbue wɔn akoma mu na wɔnye wɔn nante wɔyɛ nkɔfo de bia wɔsoro wɔwɔ around a ɛwɔ dɛ wɔn ho keka wɔbɔ hyew paa nti no na wɔreka dɛ wɔn bɛ in the future no dɛm nkɔfo botum abɛyɛ teachers a wɔbotum wɔakyerɛ dɛm flying na nkeka wɔn bi wɔsɔ ɛnyɛ wɔn nam a wɔnye share ideas na wɔn fa hwee mfɛnfie nti sɛ ɛnyɛ wɔn nante pɛ yɛ bi a ebenya sue ho ezi efi wɔn hɔ ti akaya yɛ wo sam za ma wɔn nanso ɔde adwuma no otum na ɔkɔde nti adwuma no wɔbɛyɛ. All
right pa me no ase bibia wɔ akyira later ɛbɛfrɛ na yɛ ne wadi ho nkɔmɔ
me nua na asomeda
for Pa Kwesi Peters media general reporter Takrade enra candle night vigil course Air Force base in Takrade and yɛne na di ho nkɔmɔ no yɛbɛtoa so na yɛhwɛ medical ka sɛ ne per the arrangement penifo ayɛ no ɛnɛ the evening of reflection and memorial forecourt of the State House Accra nti ɛnɛ 5 p.m. ɛsɛ penifo nyina baabi obiara no yɛbɛhyia na yɛyɛ bibia kama na yɛahwɛ sɛdeɛ nneɛma asiti infa yɛbɛkɔnkran so yɛakɔhwɛ ɛyɛ yɛwɔ ha in the Ashanti region you're observing nneɛma bebree now from afar na yɛbɛkɔnkran na yɛahwɛ within the week the akɔso after Wednesday no laying of flowers ɛne ho nneɛma nyinaa no yɛbɛkɔ akɔhwɛ na yɛde Kwame Asante mini Kwame Asante yɛnua asɛmtwerɛ ne ɔno so wɔ media general ɔno so wɔ nkran a within the week no mea mehu sɛ Kwame twerɛ bia no wahyɛ kɔkɔɔ kakra na tuntum asisim kyɛ sɛ Kwame ani abere sɛ dɛ me nso ani abere ɔma ne nyinaa ani abere but anɔpɛ Kwame sɛ nneɛma ɛkɔ sɛn
wɔ mɛka sɛ sɛdeɛ yɛnim no firi ukuada no sakrayɛ foforɔ biara ma yɛsan sɛ ɔman Ghana ɛto abɛsɛno no ɛyɛ adeɛ sɛ yɛgu so a yɛgyam adɔfo a wɔnom ɛnam wiemhyɛn nkwanhyia no mu ɛto anananom ɛwɔ nseɛ do na ma memfa wo nkɔ m'akyi kakra na yɛnhwɛ ɛfiri yawada no ɛne nnura nneɛma kakra a ɛkɔɔ so sɛdeɛ atiefoɔ binom ɛbɛhu no dada no aberɛ a atorɛnkyɛm no sii nkurada no saa no adekyee yawada no mpanimfoɔ ahodoɔ bi te sɛ ɔmampanin na bɛdi akyire ɛne asoafoɔ ne aban mu mpanimfoɔ bi a wɔnom nyinaa ɛdi wɔn dwuma ɛwɔ abankɛseɛ no mekyerɛ the Jubilee House no wɔn ɛne nipa a ɛdi kan ɛde wɔnom nhwiren ɛbɛto hɔnom a yɛbɛka sɛ wɔnom ɛde wɔ flower ɛbɛto ɛyɛ gardens a ɛwɔ Jubilee House anim hɔ sɛdeɛ wɔn ayɛ nhyehyɛeɛ no na sɛdeɛ ɛda yawada no nhyehyɛeɛ no ɛkɔɛ anaasɛ sɛdeɛ na sequences no ɛteɛ ɛwɔ writ laying no emu nie ɔmampanin John Dramani Mahama ɛdi kan ɛde ne deɛ bɛtoeɛ na bɛdi akyire Professor Jenana Opoku Agyeman ɛnso de ne deɛ ɛbae ɛno akyire wɔ Julius Zebra ɛnso so no ɛyɛ chief of staff de ne deɛ ɛbɛtoeɛ ɛna afei Johnson asi ebu nketea ɛna fifi avikwete yɛ ɔmo nyinaa no ɛdi akoten wɔ NDC amanyɔkuo no mu sɛ dwomtirani ɛne twɛtwɛfoɔ panin no ɔmo nso so ɛde ɔmo deɛ ɛbaeɛ ɛno akyi no yɛnya service commanders yɛakyɛ sɛ ɛyɛ Ghana Armed Forces ɔmo nso mpanimfoɔ ɛde wɔn deɛ ɛbaeɛ ɛma biribiara ɛtumi kɔɔ so tɔɔten na adekyee nnura ya ɛyɛ efiada no na ɛnya asɛm ketewa pɛ ni bɛhwɛ garden so no minia na awerɛho yie papaapa ɛwɔ aberɛ awia no mu hɔ no first lady Rebecca First Lady Lordina Mahama
eba ebe pie mu ewo garden so na one ne mma Sheraf ne Farida mo esa so na omo edi nhwen bi beto honom no na ade se ayare hu ye papa san se sabre no no na maame no oti nani a enti abra wo free Jubilee House inside ho APA bonten gardens no na utumi hu se waboto de nanso abra obedu ba bi abana kese na bo nipa nwotwe nyina emfoni wo so no afei na wadan nani ya senka onye ne chikura nko obesan sanse na ogina enye ye nti sabre no no na Julius Debra ye chief of staff na eben ho na oso ni mu enti maame no di miti butu ne so din na otumi se ejadu twapa maame no suan kasa ma hu se aye arehosem ewo ho ma enya asem ketwa na ansa na maame Lordina edeba ewie mu ho no na empanifo ahodo pii edi kan ba na ebi any acting chief justice rapport bafo boni na wono edi kan ba edi ne nhwe ameto ho na nyo no nko na wone atimuafo ahodo bia wono so ewo aseni bia ahodo na afi Oman Ghana ya aseni bia kese ye court batan Supreme Court no omunyina eka ho bi na omobaye eno echi no yehu empanifo ahodo pii ya ebi eye emrahye bidafo ene ade a omo ewo dom dodo na fa ewo emrahye bidafie eno echi kura ansa na Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia ya wutu franka edema NPP amanyuku no mfi champion yinu eni aduonu na yabatu no no wono nso ebaaye na wadi ne nhwe ebeto ho na ne nkasa yimu wo kire se ade na esi no areho ya eni kwan se yede ya amanyosem de biara da sanse eye Oman Ghana nyina na brichi aboyen enti yamfa amanyosem entonchen na yenhu ye ho se Oman baako na yenyina yenka mum na yensom se de ebeya ebebo me nuanom a omo kosom omoman na atrenchem ni brichi kese ante se abono ni nyina no yebetumi aye ma ayefe na yede ahye mu nyina animonyam na enu no se wohwe empanifo ahodo bi ya wo nso so eba ya anopa eko ewia premtubre mu ho no ya ade se jama man na musini ya wo enkran ha enso so eba ye ebejam oman no enu ekikura no enyumre kura be se no nan mu ho eko no na ya ade se Sierra Leone mampani ono so etu wi mu hye fi Sierra Leone eba Oman Ghana mu a ono so ebeka omampani John Dramani Mahama ho na obesu na bia na wobejam no ene Oman Ghana nyina ewo ewienu mu ho akro na nso omampani dada John Ajekum Kofidi ewu kofo enso so eko omampani John Dramani Mahama fie ema ono so no wane no ekotwetwe enkomo ni nyina no eye hyeden ena wode ekoma omampani ena afi Ghana fo nyina enti enne dwumadi no ebeto aso ama wadofo ede wonom enhwe akoto na ewiemu kwa nwumre mu ho no yede ani akire mu ewo the forecourt of Black Star Square na ehonso so no omakoye vigils nkono na se lighting of candle no ede amasa emianum ene ye papa no ne ye wofa no ne adi no ama bibia etimi afoso nti se ubisa me atiawe mu no na ka se sei ene dwumadi ko efri ya wada no ede besi nura ya ene ye hwe ni mu se ye beto aso.
I see enti Oguzo awokase nyina no na ye videos no ye Facebook page Akoma 87.9 FM mood no said ye na sitie ne at a point enra de enra na ai first lady ne other group ne bae no.
Yes, enra na Mama Lordina any other dignitaries na kase Ura Sam George Jatapa na ohwe said ye enra Jatansu twa adwa na ayo
so ni mo enso chese ye
so ni mo enso se ohwe ne nsema na oka bia o chese obi te se Ura Omane Boamah no ayonkofa eda one ne tempa ne enkomo bia wo modi kra nsa na wo mutu sa kwan na ma sa nkwanhia we akosi no na eyade a areho enti woti nani ente abra wo prem ni suo ewo garden so ni nyina no na first lady so ejina fa ono so etwa adwa na enya asem 20 enu ade wo mi se na no mampani ene chief of staff eti ni suo ewo honom na no ya wada na de enso nura no na move no areho pa.
Said no say the former President John Ajekum Kofoaba, the former flag bearer for and the former vice president for the NPP, that also ebae. Apart from that, one who said party political party leaders ni bi apart from nipa mienu a yɛbɔ mu din mampani dada na Nana Addo Akufo-Addo political leaders Alan deɛ menim sɛ wɔn nso ɔkɔ fie Omane Boamah no ne Mutala no fie a mo sɛ videos na start a ɛba out, but apart from that any other person a waba bi a mo na mo hɔ a mahu cameras na capture mo ayɛ hu a.
Yes, owura Alan Kwadwo Kyerematen sɛ deɛ ubo ne din sesia no enra ɔno ankasa bɔ anan ɛba Jubilee House Gardens ho bia ɔno nso ɛde nhwiren ɛbɛto yɛ ya wogina mu ɛde man amanyɔkuo the movement for change, and in fact ɔba no na ɛnyɛ ɔno nko anenam owura yɛ aboaden asamoa yɛ akane no ɔyɛ adentam Rashid no na wɔka ho bi ɔne no ɛna ɛbaayɛ saa nso ɛna owura Sadiq ya ɔno nso so na akane wɔyɛ Madina Rashid no omu nyinaa eka ho bi eba garden so no ma omo ebele omo flowers fefefe ede ekyere se de esi no enye amanyɔkuo bi anase abusua bi nko na enya na emom eye omaiga na nyinaa na enya omampani Nana Addo Akufo-Addo de ninya ehu no se waba garden so bi but ntimi nkyerɛ se bia owo oman mu anase bi kura watu kwan ansa na asɛm no esi no ɛno nso ɛyɛ asɛm foforo nti yɛhwɛ ne mu se firi na ɛde kɔ no ebiana omampani dada Nana Addo Akufo-Addo nso ankasa tutu ne chawchaw mu na wabepie mu ɛwɔ hɔ anase wakɔ omampani fie na afei ɔne no akɔtwetwe nkɔmɔ na ansa na Dr. Bawumia ɛba garden so enwura no na amanebɔ kyerɛ sɛ wadi kan akɔ abusua no mu mmiɛnsa efie akɔkyea abusuafoɔ no personally ya enwura koraa yɛ ne twetwe nkɔmɔ wɔ garden so no de to gba kyerɛ sɛ enne da yi ɛkɔ no ɔbɛsan atoa saa exercise no so no ameki sure sɛ enipa enwɔtwe ne nyinaa no wakɔ biara busuafoɔ hɔ na wakɔ akɔkyea wɔn ama wɔn hyɛ den ɛsan sɛ deɛ esi no ɛyɛ ɔman no nyinaa ɛna ato yɛ yɛ a ɛnyɛ busuafoɔ no nkwanti wei ne nneɛma kakra a ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ dwumadie no.
Right, Kwame, maame na wase menim sɛ wei no nso so boaboa ho na nyame adom a brepa mu no sɛ nkɔmmɔ bi aka kyerɛ a yɛne wobɛdi ma yɛmfa wo nsia yɛda ase anɔpa
ɛnkyɛ koraa mɛsen ate atom ɛwɔ ground so nom na afei sɛ biribi ani a yɛde asom
meda ase pii osua me nua Kwame Asante ɛwɔ nkran ɛna wote ne nka no media general reporter na ɔwɔ Jubilee House ɛna wote ne nka yɛne no adi nkɔmmɔ no na away from ɛhɔ no yɛmmrɛ fie na yɛmmɛtoa so ɛwɔ ha na anɔpa yi ɛden nanso no ɛno na ama mpakyɛ ɔsɔ anɔpa no aboa ho sɛ fufu party no nka woba wonte ya ɛne yɛ mesa isi so bio sɛ Akoma FM fufu party no ɛde akɔhyɛ na wɔtwe sɛ nnɛ nyame adom a deɛ asie deɛ nuanom ahwɛ a yɛtwa koraa na atɔ fam perifo ka o sɛ twe fufu mitwa na atɔ fam saa na asmesi enti ɛno yɛ deɛ tie no nyame adom next week ɛna yɛbɛdidie ɛsɛ nyame adom Friday na ɔman no nyinaa no yɛbɛyɛ inter denominational barrier service funeral mum yɛbɛyɛ ɛde ama yɛnuanom yɛwie a na kyɛ sɛ ne adeɛ kye a ɛtumi twi mako kakra sɛ yɛbɛdeɛ ani braba German Simon Kwansa ɛwɔ ha German Mache
ja
na ahyɛ tuntumi deɛ na kyɛ sɛ saa na teɛ anaa
sɛ John nsɛm no ɛha na yɛbɛma yɛ nyinaa yɛ ho yɛ akɔ free sɛ semi by from Wednesday no in fact anɔpa no I think I came here no Wednesday
near Poyansan Wednesday near Poyansan
I think it was 10 o'clock.
Yes, news started saying
na yɛ kasa nyinaa na nsɛm nkɔ so nti me free am ko transaction bi or Ecobank I think say me catch say me transfers nti me free hɔ no ma nru fie mpo na me start here me check social media and I say what is happening say me there anoshi but na me esino no nti ma nyina ho ya kwa is very unfortunate and uti the commentaries name semen in the muni adia bana be harding but nipa ana obia so was said they will see journey and they said they will see canasa mesifa Progressive People's Party led by our national chairman the condolences are and then we've shared it out we pour our hearts out and say BBC because and people have dedicated their lives to serve. And to say BBC bar, it is not about who did this and who did that. But now, me per se changing ejina bibiso from Genesis chapter 1, verses 2 to 5. It is a common thing I in Genesis chapter 1 verse 1 there will be na obekan show. But he said, now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. God saw the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. 5. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening and there was morning the first day. Ninti Americans say me say me twe omanfo adwene ejina assembly so say the night comes before the day. And before we came to this world, there was darkness. The earth was formless. Minia atapoku minim say oni Ghana say. Na sembi a otaka say there are a lot of things that happens in this world that natural. Yen nipa na ye woman. Yen timi have control over some of these things. We came to it and we shall live the same way. It will be difficult for you to understand why those things happened. And I was a sati and once say the night comes before the day. Inti nemani bi o say ni ebefa so ebeba ana ebesi. Eye difficult say wo nipa obetimi asesa. Ti se nyame wadom na o che wadom achede bi ana wo ma honhom bi na utimi di hu bibi na obetimi aveti a, it is a privilege. Se utiri ye na etimi aveti a, that is it. You move on in life. Anye ya ewu ne beba. But irrespective of ni nyina echi no, we have said there aseda emanyame. Na ye toaso na nyansa ne nimde nyame de amaye no ye de bo obra na ye bo no na se oman na wo de abetene mu no ye de chichire. And that is the way forward. Today bia metaka say Ghana oman ya etimi. We are not proactive. De bia make us say me.
Oman ye proactive.
There be we are reactive. Asem
si ansana.
Ha, asem ni si wi na fe ye hwehwe kwan kora be fa so a ye nyensi we obo wan say ye ken 2 weeks 3 weeks na
back to reset
na asako si bio enti ye be hwa enti ye dwin na ye koye ni mu no. We need to be proud. There are things that needs to be put in place. In fact, Akoma FM there, DBIAT. We interview be one. Is it Kodol or something?
Yes. Yes.
It's one of the finest interview that I have listened. And in fact, Beniaj in the presentation and everything that he said.
Very deep.
And say, "Oh, the word you need to form here. You can see signs in what he's saying." Who say, "I say, you can say and I see people are talking investigation. Me, I have a little bit of security knowledge. Military, no, and easy. So I say, sorry, now my helicopter and say, enko. Nah, there be. It goes through a lot of, process. Meticulous. They take their time and do it. Before say, now won't you play a contra for you, ye beka say sorry na wo kra wo na wo kra wo ka ana wo bicycle e wo fie a wutwi no wo be so anopa na sorry ya koya na watra bicycle no so na watu bum zenko no enti eno ntire ma me this Bible quote in start say the night comes before the day, and the things that happens in the night then you know that you know what happened, and there's a certain God that controls all these things. There are spiritual things that we do not understand and we have absolutely no control. Into do baby honoma Ubetimi aye de obeye bia as nipa. Say ade we me dey fa. But when it is time and when it is God that says that we enkosia, ne wa ye ne ne wasusu ne ewunim ne nyina no. Entimi nkonkusi baabi e wo sesi no.
Anyway.
Na se basa na, that is where Bible kasa ade nyina mu no yemfa na asenye dey.
Right.
Because you will have to end it.
Yes. Chema me da say me sure say mesa bana ya share niema free mu ba and ya din komo bebre ye ne report said din komo from Accra. Ya heard said the niema si konti e beba ne aba behwe how the event unfolded and niema e free ho ba nyina ya behu ya sua in the process. Dr. Samuel Free also ha. Doc, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Na bajo ho ye de.
Nyame hu mo aja ben den. Abrabo no say ye to aso.
Anyway, na also can say ni. Ai.
Oh, Sir John, ma menchia tie for na ahwefo Facebook. Na me ma omampani ni na pamfo ni oman ni nyina ya akọ. You see? Sebi ana ewu no se eme osana ana hunu se wa chiri ne ewowa ebenwa na be hu se ya pa the Ukraine Wednesday ne there it wasn't easy and be share me majama ko dimi teacher na ma be pembe bia me dwodwo ana me say one of the radio stations and I'm say microphone dey microphone mo kote ne wo here omo say ai DS ni dey ahwe Ghana ye ntia sempa na ye dey enko timi wo ha 1 hour later na me hwe social media Omane Boamah na trend na say what I don't think say dey ku ya sempa
Omane Boamah was trending.
Yes, well, he was the only one trending.
Because as at that time, they no there. Obia sure say on board. Omo maka ne di ni bi ba. Na mo KSC. Prof.
Wo kwaje de wo.
Prof here no ye. Garbage sorting event na. Enti course ne start be do be na fi na wo say ye frɛ muntaka fi kra ne aid. Enti me ana me ye call because na ni di wom. Man for so na I was on board. Na me friend so there be otu kwan oba a day before Tuesday na nyumre nti no abrenti wantimi amma bi na din we aba nti one doctor Dr. Sapon ne dia starting so says ba na for say cause how there we even confirmed that one before the official announcement. So a lot of things happen here. You cry there say general say no so cry na nko
ba so na Sapon be replace
and no say bibi be boom and no ka say Dr. Sapon emra representing a whole lot.
Enti Sir John ti wa na ja e ba sa na ye so chi na TV so one you radio any woni chinchini pe the latest information about what is happening and later na di ne ba and na areho and we share the scene so the we are regional minister member regional minister about Ashanti regional minister and then a palm for no more I think say he led into the bush and as a forest on one lady koi it do baby sometimes a wa penny no kwa we no obeko and it was something that was a bonabaso na mesere ne say krona omo free mu no mko you know they should do a monumental ayibio e krona ankasa ne hia dia bi omo hia bia no within the shortest possible time omonyama
krobe
sikaman unu bibi
minim
ho amu ne di kan ehu ye nye kroma no
yes one farmer bi na
e kroma ne hu ye ho amu ne so ae nye kroma no se soja ni bi so abi se police ni bi na so no why am even crowd your mom pack your crowd I may think say e kroma no look at the distance be pole and almost this saneba down and look at a kroma no lead because want to kromo until wo ba wo ka se wo ko wa wo nya de e be kire
yeah
enti the area a cromano a year involved. LED security for any way no. Almost a swa body no. I think these people need to be recognized. Ne a chrono enye nkai do me say omo commitment to national unity and I say national assignment no and also are very good. Yenye bibi ma omo. You see, and these things you know me say Ghana ni bia nhia bibi free ADSC from presidency, from parliament, from assemblyman, whatever, and even ordinary Ghanaian. It should be a great call for us to respect each other. Na ye make sure say positions bi e benya wo dwumadie bi e de be ma bia no ye nwe amanfo ye die mu empanifo ye a atoye nchem tu omo yi me gidi say they never thought say baby kro mu be wukura no se ke be wukura na nye sa site wo nye plane kura. Nobody ever thought that this will happen to this great man. And so a national assignment but baby we nem crofo a eteki obi nam chen kura na se bia onye obia kura na yemu no. And I have these countless experiences. Mama who say nipa bia ye very very important. It depends on your mindset. I quite remember sometime being na ye kwa kra ja 4 di ya na ja first na 4 di ku ya. Ana car be 4 di mi se ba ku overtaking a ball another car be na ko sha from. Yeah for the forja one for the forja gentry one e ku si afro num akuyi sa nkofo yi. Eye nkofo bi omo ne nam chen ya omo tete nwuram ho ba bi. They went into that afro no. Enu mu ku yi sa nkofo ni free car ni ba. And sana sebi ye about time no ye tam de mo ye de car no de mo ko eko hospital enti obi on nam bia baby basa say we kurasi ni o say ye wan yo. We should respect them as human beings because unim jobeboa enipa bia ye gidi say omo nya correct bia ye say omo adwen abodam for kura me say abodam for kura wunya ebi wo area bodam ni bi wo no se ngura saa da beba ngura ho de bodam ni wa ma na no mu se bodam ni kura ne hu hia enti me the lesson me sua say ye nipa yembre ye ho ase na ye mu ye yonko nipa na bibi ebesi bia nipa ne beboa wo nipa ne beyi wa frim maya ho so bia opportunity wanya we gigi masa calm down unim di obeboa wo unim di obeyi wa free situation because at that moment no nanka minister of defense he fa nanka we guys nka enuoma ebeboa beba me abeyi na free wo at that moment no kra nsuo mu kra nanka mbe wura nsuo na se akwakoyi no. But look at how me just say oko police security soldier for moto di nanim we airport akusi no. Look at the end. And the church say nipa Yankopon boye no o my opportunity a yemfa emwa ye yonko enipa na me de me ka se sa sika man ho no yiwe ankofo no gi omuginem initially na me condemn the way omudu omugu sack but the explanation about and it was convincing.
Yeah, I say initially no na body no
I hot
na I hot
to the she we ni mu
na I omuka so omu de omu sa rubber nefa na be difficult.
Yes.
And a ma omu edigu sacking. You see one
thing about some point be no
one thing you unfortunately say enuka sen kana sa videos
no babonting
because whatever happened
yes
ma there's no way I can bet me de a friend say any minim say any other means and can bet me.
Oh you see in fact you bet me you see the same helicopter na bi and akosa site ho naked de mo
helicopter no at that site can na bet me land way
there be o bet me hangi wiem na the body na and say hu za ne ma yina. It can be there at the parachute ya mo ko parachute na de nje yo and the commit me package body say bi mko baby a okoka ngurama the same unit me call na ko peke omo no mo de omaba.
That's true.
Yes enti media the issue the me know ya adwen about the video no it is bad and me say ki twa kura ba yi enya kura enye
that is one thing I say you see no
As a letter,
yeah. I mean, social media. We always want to see. That's a new world, which is also bad. The negative aspect of it, because video will be so Anna, I was a chat.
Oh, it would be a chat, but you found my bontes and Ukraine. The moment up to now, meet one say in Nipa saying, I say, and so we are family member home. Say, John, we are family member, and you see this. Mental picture now, a bit road trimono. Ha, Sir John, what the now a month for Nimuntia. When somebody is in that state, a mewa. In fact, we are here.
That picture, that scene, no, a bit of
yes.
And imagine, say, where,
that one was all be our papa now, uncle, now, Bibina, Senate, and Ukraine, Mr. John, Timiana, Sanumas, I mean, time. Because my mental picture in your capture, me name they be free me team. Because me who me call more some time ago will be winning them could receive body no from Kumasi, ye be a casket, ye buba ye. The we and the Paco body still is in my mind. Bernard 11 na receive, and that picture is even and no cry me your family member or just a friend I may boa kekeno. No will be a or a family member looking at the state of how the thing happened. Na ye chuchana and I be social media near the namusa. You see? And to wada de bia ya say ye na isusa ye hu bodem ni as a bodem is akakrama me later na me say the fam body chame ki mi nua ana mbusu ani anka me ka say bodem ni sakakrama me oh ade na be wa Sir John ya Sir John ebewa ubenya unyak untimina and I feel for enkra no say muntala say wohwe ne masusa Omane Boamah so masusa ubi kra de ne bakra fe ne wadi ma 1 month and 2 months and yes look at what dachi bia na se bia oh ye me papa ye chere papa onya plane crash na say ni na nemre mu a social media and forgetting your you know of course search baby na video or ko hwe ya ne papa. Do you know the kind of nemre mu so a enkora ko school ya aye that the be ni hwan mi where's your father's day hwan that kind of me bomb prices are dey with there be too nipa and worship bad for your enemy. Me dem say bonsam kra you don't wish this for bonsam. Oh, when you, it's a John. Enti me say Omane ensua bibi mfrim. Empanifo ne ensua bibi me about itinerary. Bibi wo ho a eni se mpani bia kwa delegate. Let people go. Emma de bia na president lunch. Adwumawura president lunch. Nkoko nketenkete lunch. No aba disturbing the president here and there because of politics. So obi ka say nkore ya de biom di agro me fie se helicopter yi. Se helicopter yi ana se bia ehun ye ntu and we share the experience. Now we interview say experience no more manage some machine. And also him say playing there. Anything can happen. Machine. Machine. And said the chairman again. You don't expect say military. Man machine where you could dream with that proper. Only the new one will go through. Ye kwa na ya fufu. Adwadu ya ye de kwa akra yi kakra akra.
Adwadu bai.
Oh. Wo pese me bo plane ni ana.
Adwadu bai doc jasa. Jaisa.
Play ya.
Jaisa na Jaisa.
Adie ye dede.
Jaisa.
But play me wa
play me na. Etu enye dede.
Uwa wudi jano.
Sentra mso nyasa no.
Uwa hu.
I play me wa ba me so
utre mu wow.
I know, we yam so em do crazy play the crazy say John.
Na no. Me ne me amini ajebi na. Bibia o be say dey free it doesn't can any hair bad that visa. O say we dey etu anye dede. E be dru kuma say see from. O say hey zana dede no. But dog you see said they will come. Omane no okay well obeka say dey besi a anya sie wi. But going forward no and also Yemay down. As we speak, Obiani ho betim de nsa akire benkum ni fan na se mfimfin say wey enti na man see. Afa na black box yehu. According to Penny Ameni ni din komo Kumando say manufacturer ni mum and a bit me a being. And when I was going through, and easy to open the black box. And easy.
Transcript.
Good. Inti ye chain no, and a baby who the audio the noir. You how the discussion or the conversation between the pilot, the co-pilot, and other people are no moving in ano. You bet me. It will be imagine how be a dead day near dear course room, but no. As we speak, you be course to your home for. Say be a dog back as well. See a share who ye. But whatever happened, I will honor dear.
There was this, I think, a retired pilot. Now, the experience, what could have happened that it couldn't fly to a higher altitude. So, because we had that area, you need trees go beyond 1,000 feet. So, it looks like the thing came down and it bought a dream. And we had President Kufuor, former president, the story all kind or call Mama Honor, the experience, what happened to him on Sahara Desert. I will say on also this same experience nyamin kwanka o frimu komunya crash said na planning to me enko the higher in the basana it is either say you turn back to the base to immediate a year obetimi alande and imagine baby ade no ko happen here no na intimi fly to maybe that higher altitude no enti oba form no na say Wonam forest him.
Yeah.
It is a hit education. That's the end of it. And that place is mountainous. And to me, sana mimi who say that's what happened. Because I was raw and came to me and hit it.
Yeah. And you don't know, say, what's I don't know, so the BBC you know, there may be a fault. But there's some machines, you know, say John.
Technically, you're trying now the free mabano, yeah, but individuals involved any a juma no more kwakoye mama certain free chairman of I mean a juma ni nyina ye and she say I see a day and the illegal mining which me who say ending me and that's why I said this one on MZN say Thursday and say ending illegal mining. A process. Is a tissue near manage near sabe near manage, but the abime to me a year. What the bet illegal mining so be my use any dinner. But in 4 can say baby me and new and a very important. Even if say a near be illegal cranas illegal mining because what. Baby, me no important. I say you free and come with mu. And you can see a call forest reserves. 1, 2, water bodies. But Mampanine aban by almost some years share the responsible cooperative mining at the Aba. And Nina share aban so ye de end illegal mining. How are we able to engage Mabruna so move free illegal mono? The abandon so be responsible cooperative mining. And no na service to the nation. We have individuals say woman any role and omu a play in this process ananka ye de be cooperative mining. Chairman, Mamintio, observation and other things on side.
Sir John, last week, I think exactly a week today, Namo Pristia. Na me Sunday, no. From Pristia Kronim to Obuasi. Met me a kind like pits. Any omo mujina ho like omo horo ade ne nsuo no more than 300. You say nipa bako. Different set of peoples. Omo yes hard no. From Bugoso. Main road me say me de me drive na me banti. Me nka say makongro anim na makong say. Nti masaba na me come trim say galam say emfa. Because yet Kumasi nkan ana yet radio so yet TV so na ye kasa na ye say oh ana soja for no kwa na yakoy CZ excavators. We are me Kenya excavators mo. We omo de generator na sa omo in that small in gina ngongongre ni nyina ye nsuo nsuo no a che small in na ni nyina so no it runs to the major rivers. Iti me question makwa me bisa in say also the soldier nini ba national security whatever ba sango vo you know omo free kromo ha wote hwa injine now the soldier nini baba betena krono mu bi and now the police nini baba betena kromo obi na na tena ho because so ba sisi na ba gingiri na o jai o sisa nini nyina na kwa okofia koda addiction no pa acha 2 weeks onya sika 1000 2000 3000 bi no sa kototo nima ni bi mu a you will come back inti you will fight and you might not get to the end. Inti, to me, the MPP government omo program anomo livelihood improvement program. Now omo just like those areas, you know, just some try some omo ejuma fufuro so that they will move from it. And also so no, me imagine what to say Accra wasuro 13, 14, 15, 16 years. I say wahunu me masem na okwa ne boy man 1000 man 500 na wo see wonjai na o ba ma me no be man 10 cedis no dey didi every day wa bro nim se wo fa ha no a obekwa konya 1000 wo ye ne den obewia na ho akọ sana garam say issue na because okutu garam say na sika obenya within a week ni ade no sa o livelihood improvement program na o koba no 500 na 600 na you say onya adwuma we say na onjae no onye because of the promo wo hunu the good in bed edebema no. So it's an improvement. Then the NDC comes and say that they are going to do responsible cooperative mining, yeah. Which to me is a step better than what the NPP was doing because my idea of the buying was good. Ye mo majuma, si mo majuma ebi o mbe jae illegal no. So na gesi etimi anya ade no. Wa mo majuma no, omo nse adwuma na wo de mo na de wo pese wo de eye no. Still sika wa ha chen. The old man in me. Now, okay, so I tell you, ye man are responsible. Say, do man a walk no. A coin first one, ye so what I say? Oh, yeah, we only say.
Nanom are on board. The community, no, advanced community mining. This time, and you say, a cofa will be free, baby, no say, me buy and me name community for Abisia until definition of community mining. I don't know. No, this time. Nananom any community no ebe only the zones are zones no. Then abide the whatever means here possible no the abeba.
So you realize say
the cooperative thing is like all connected. Yeah.
It you say mo na mo say mo dey em there aduma we are number because say they make no baby I mean na ma me be ni nyina the villages
indigenous na
yes and we be ti wa wonim say branch we me call me cousin ye me do one na if you want to catch me say you try say about money no catch me say oh if you are otimi ono no fee the tenants omo nipa 5 omo ko egaram say na echi wo omo akodem for about 2 years and I feel omo plea there dey yi omo ba so within the community omo nim say ngofo we adwuma omo ye ni they go and they come community mining na bi wo omo nchen wa no papa me sorry ya Saturday na homachi meti ho omo makọ omo ba omo wa yibu omo me just nipa bebre ko ba 500 until if you say we'll stop how do you do this which is okotena kronum until we need a lot of education a lot of things to have to go in there na say the American here say omo responsible no omo hu say ade ne ye ni ekọ be fa so be ni abind the way about we ye nyina ya cooperative ye ni omo ye ne so ye na wa anye ni ye a ekọ fa so ye de be fa so ni na omo launches our program now. I think it's not a bad thing. ways of trying to solve the problem that we have. And NIPA involved the National Security Deputy, National Security Coordinator, the NDC Vice Chair, Dr. Samuel Sapon.
Dr. Sapon, the Honorable Co-Representative General, National Chairman.
Yeah.
No account, but BBC no cast any uncle general.
So John, a horror na ma maybe the Bible quotation na me can a horror na masem no. Because omo koye no. You see, most of them were representing Nkofo. And as Nkofo no representing omo nyina no so no ye mpanyifo a
nka
omo na koya the perhaps they will say here this same thing could have happened. But at the end of the day, nyame nim nia oye ana na ebesi no so ebesi a no onsem odin se dey kra oye a de beba na be dey ebeba. But masem ni say it was a good thing that we're going to do, because a gallant say and the illegal mining no and na say itimi eye no in a professional way amensu no ni tia etima ye nyina $7 bar for me omo other businesses be enjoy it affects everybody. So yeah, they be American me see free SHS buy here me offer so for akobia o man to school fees no it affected everybody ye nyina obi enjoy bi. Enti if there are a year by year issue one about what nani aja wo di fufu anke ne se nke be di fufu
ke we na ke wie ya
enka ba na nkwan ya huru ofo mo no ma ukura ware wa wo kwadi fufu
say
na say yete ya hye tuntumi a ya sema ya bebrebe yi. Enti bibi e besi wo man nu bia no it affects everyone. This is not about party A party B no man koye den na den na say na we no makoye we o kasa o tie ensem na gugu achi na such a hard dream. But at the end of the day, if they launched this program na successful boy nyina the end na make a say me share the way I didn't sit na me de bogoso to oboase dey making me kra na me manura forest bia mu me nam kwan ho me drive ba
me kwan am for
ana matimi account over 200 in nipa ba ko nam so single 200 no mo ye o groups main road no ana mo baby obo se nsuo kakra wo bia na sa nsuo nyina ni ko enti se wo ka se wo di soldier ni military ne ye mbo wo mo na ye mpam mo na sa approach no emfa. Enti the nkomo nam so yo mo ye what the NPP did at that time and what the NDC is also trying to do at this time ni nyina it's for our national interest. Enti esi enyanko for ministers ni nipa omoko to support this program, to launch this program BBC Asia is very bad.
I want to say koko born ye yina Kofi Akpalu an cancer we mean go farm for na kwesa say we should say make us Kofi Akpalu
that be say
o say koko bo no a aban anye ni yie no na akofa we aba ntina accident kura kosi okokofo accident no kura no Akoma as accident no kura no see at a point that make say ebia me say from my end ne nsam no kan no sabio unya babia emfa wo
na kopa ba wo mu ayede
but ebia na onya time to listen to or to monitor or to read about the incident because who say microphone na wura kokko asekra ekọ maybe asemisi here does it mean say ahokra dey see here
Sejon we me say okopa aba e was asem no ayede asem no
e be say bi ho ya na be say we to pani we our kan asem we di ma me tie ni yie hwe say bi aba bi wo mu a because baby I wordru no in politics any and some no kind no you may still want to listen and listen and listen again say, okay maminti no idea pan am say you see person join the dots a woman anka we say it make sense be na you not get any
make a choice at you. This is not the first time what Honorable Kofi Akpalu Nasem anyhow he react to certain things or on the party or on the policies or see canon or the party policies or but when there are national issues near the stand then they will be say canon some fan sometimes it be on man. There's no need say call science anymore. You go more. I tell business because as it's not a matter of party issue.
No.
Anna make a child said there's the night before the day. Enti SMBC na you people be the akwa share say ana we say nti ana we investigation bi ana obi akọ yes spiritual mfifi movie ana ode ba betu dwa aka kire en say ana nyame say men kan kire mo say ade amoye ni ana say investigation
eno zo nte yana
me pese me eno zo wan say
on te say agrada na nisu na so form o say don't bring it. Hey, that be what can say so. Doc, me bo.
And can be sana na yes sir. Masa serious matter na sinu.
Hey,
Sejon.
Who ani?
No me nyani na tetua ho no.
Ani nyade odi hu me ne hu de.
Na de ni be na hunu akwa. O ka wa se
ya ni so catch us on mine. You release agrada na. Agrada ni so na so for ma. So for me na akra. Ja you know say sun bi na bi so for mo a. Na di won sun ba. Yo.
Emrache wa so any say nkankrofo e be sun wo. Please am ni pa be wo de some dos.
Chairman we dey we ma me chairman. Chairman we ma me. Ana no so nte.
Sejon.
Say chairman ebusa say wonim so bia ehunhum na me ka che say baako esi say wo man no agrada ya ekwan de ne fa so no esi nyankopon pe ede otie de amande ba be yima no bibi ba be hia no mande o ba be hia no mande ede ma mienu na mo hwe ni mu
obi o ya so foda
bibi mo hwe ni mande ni ma mienu Kofi Akwalu response. Ene so for Kofi Ambonsa. Ne response. And ne omo comment on my e be spiritual, e be also the minim baby and the free. Akwalu dey the minim baby or analysis ni free.
I don't know bia o kwa
Koko bo na ma accident na. Ade no kosi.
Asem kromi hu dem me ga.
Very loose.
Sejon.
Loose. Just any grounds bia o.
Sembiza se okopa ba wo musa ade ayede.
Hey. Enti ene wa sumu a.
Ne tie se am se ko fifo mi ni nyina no. O ma ko fa asem foforo.
Baby a as coincidental o nyina ekofi o.
Baby a o mo de asem no e free ba no. It's uncalled for.
No, but I the agrada de ende wunimu de asi o.
Nti eno no
Ebiana
de.
Ebiana bia wo hu bibi.
Well, Sejon eno no. Ne o ka say ebia na ono wo hu bibi. Nyesa. Ano no say eye no nti na sa de na si. So what do you what say ende?
Yen release no.
Yenye de yen release no. The kromo an.
87.9.
Gofi, friends Sejon.
Say e ba say bin sibio.
Sejon pacho. Say yen fa spiritual issues enkoko to say me say we are same thing releasing it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't come in.
He's advice say
Omane
mo di for sorry advice say munye say mu wana na emensia.
If you have that issue.
President will to me to pardon.
Any uncle president or non president kokasa. Say president ade we and say court ade o mu ye nti ana BBC yes.
Nti pardon
but nti pardon. How dey only president asem. But publicly
87.9
publicly so be babontina asem say yes are who are yesu na say no now be go that tangent no there no krenya me anime it's not good at it because you can easily talk to the president at his level no baby wadru no you might have access to the president or whoever is involved sen ye mu na se pese o pese o avert said be ya ewu ni ade koso no NC in this government ni ade you can easily call the president and say oh enyema am ye ni say nti no nti e be say next time maybe am funny ba we ntu adwen
but chairman fane say okobo mampani amane na yo ha na mampani meba without meba question me busa ma menwi say fane say okohu mampani no ne mampani aka and a mampani issue that executive order is a pardon asumesi na ya pardon no why is reason ni say ni nisuo na eso fam bia na oman no ka be fa ne say
omo ya ma presidential pardon mu de hin ya na omo reasons na omo de band. Do you think he's going to be say reason ni say na nisuo
for good behavior
no obo ha omo special case go on the case no kra no
na special case na nti we ni e ba be tro say ya pardon obi because of say the nisuo na magana problem say ba ne say nka wo no where you 32% na what they call election no say wakoyi obi reason na what they man pardon and say ni social form no just say some of these things Mr. I na ni kwan say devil's advocate man but assembly say no there yen to nchen it is, let's say it is the negative aspect of the situation. In some abana ye can you soon me de bia na makana me de Kennedy ase was nipa na ewu no se nipa ewu a ye mfa nsem bi sei
anyway
because you say Ghana no they are ho ene the AC kono afi we say no ewu e beba ene chesensem nam from mu no 2025 year kono enye. And if we have men of God, prophets, and all that, we
so
need to go down
direction
on our knees and be praying and giving directions. So what
direction.
Oh no, direction has to be praying more.
But can't they? But sort of no, say no. Why you didn't want champion? You know.
Inti empire na was area honebo. The churches across, the spiritual leaders in this country, near yemfa nine go to join form. Na empire more because from I think. Be lumba we and accidents all over and some harding. So as I say, NTC a penny year and now we within I think 1 month or so 2 MPs neko. See what you say by election by election akwatia we crying car by because of the SNG. But that's another by election Tamale
Central.
So unim ne asa wanimu a ebetimi asi nti se be hunu se bibi sei ebobo ba then se boni bi ni aye se how bi na ba anase musuo bi or whatever we go on our knees and pray. The Ghana Pentecostal Council asofo ni malams ni whatever spiritual leaders that we have in the country no ye ma empa ebomu nyeden na se sre ne wo se yesra na ye njai sa ansem na ba bia ode ne nam ne de ho de moai because at the end of the day no me hunu se the tangent na de na keka kono e ha adwen sisi wonam kwan so a
engrofo accident
enra na me ngofo bi din komo from January to June ye twam 1000 nipa omawu by road accidents COVID by here na ni abere na we can lay down then fellow Ghanaians na ni abere because COVID international identity but the nipa ewu oman mu through accidents ne sa ne ma no anoshi. We need to pray. We need to be then America just say proactive. Your systems no na you say update your area ho ye niema bebre. Na ye ken na doc kan about kwan fa so e omugu bottom ya nyina manfo bebre. Ma unse manase mu bi mo kan Facebook and they are not happy about it and all that. Easy. One other thing I'm here. Omu ko sade ni free, emu ni free, enwura mo no na nam kokko ni mo aba anyway. It was this ambulance, friends, ambulance, and they don't be. So imagine if one ambulance, every constituency it is in every constituency. It is an ebiniwa in that baby side one. What would have happened? They don't go pick up man, and they don't bear then they don't make. So it tells you we have improved. Maybe 5-10 years ago, there were no ambulances across the constituencies, but in every constituency, what I said, that is one step, and we must move ahead of it. If there were more helicopters that are emergency helicopters, as a sincere, wherever that you are, no, said and I can say, a helicopter, bit me crack or hangi, baby cry na, I didn't see you know. Now, come as say moon right from the ground to the helicopter, and come as a nipa beswa. But as we speak now, those helicopters that are emergency works, you know. You need baby wa. Now you say cover not friends say new but more friends say new cover not the new win almost see for timing.
Yeah.
It was they were supposed to have a helicopter on it. And I made me boy.
Oh, but so accident emergency. Maybe a landing pain.
Oh, the question is anything we see. No one for
oh no, you need helicopter be how? Say referrals are some near king.
And na maybe say
but referral they helicopter beat me there ba.
And na me kire say. That helicopter na yes adwuma na e we hin. What did them make can say? Helicopter na ngasa na.
As in emergency cases.
Yes. Na say na we see emergency.
Ambulance as in helicopter. Okay. When I will come once again.
I don't know make can.
What I'm
saying is very good. I don't know make sure say we need to be proactive. We need to do more. The last time it was Ghana Fire Service. Me realize say fire attendants me cry no. Well, no ji buma. No once makwada boko. As to say, you procure new fire attendants and the ebitimi akosoro ja tosoro ebitimi rescue IS adwuma nyina no eno ho asem no whether say we dey hui and asaba another emergency one helicopters esusu bi ni ho enti we are improving, but we need to work harder, not the government priorities and maybe we ho no more because see here because all the politics bem, but some of the government priorities be on more entwe and I'm praying say this government will also go that line. Say, you may projects be what is it? You say away. There are priorities, there are needs, and there are wants. And to say, and two boss as a man, tenacity, and share the needs of the country. Nay, Yesika na I say for political reasons, for campaign, for winning power and tea. Nay, yes, without a call, I did win here on mine. I was a shirt near me, and you call on a say anyesa papa na me say sa interview na ye no could dollar some o say you be wu sa because the needs of the country ye nwene ho ye de as e be chi nipa no adwene be say o na kira na ya kan o na ye de awene power no we ni a de ya na de beko. These ministers want the power and they are in sacks. Enti de bia na me kan me one example me hu bi me tu kwan nkran ye ade bia hu nsem bebrebe ye na me kwa me tia na nwi so wasama me hu hwim that time no na vice president who ye na misata Akoma FM no mo same hu no anche be 45 minutes me kwa no ko se cast no be 4 ona me gina o ma gina sana yin obi across no ma mo de kana ko wuram krim car na edi na chipe na because their convoy everything is in it, ambulance we nti nipa na ko share ho na quickly no mo ko yiye bibia o mo sa me gina just about 30 minutes o mo yiye bibia o mo ko the convoy everything is in it. After he went home from government and I say oh papa no e free mo ade ya say o call training call gym bi na then na onya shock. And at that time, there was no ambulances. Utie in 71 almost said they need to pick up Mukra na here. Okay. So my point was that so when you are in government, and I say when you are in government, the only any the opebiano ubetimi enya. But it comes to a point when you become ordinary like us. It is a amount to me in this Adiana. I was a moye na moye die here.
Sorry, mami kwa humaso na ya yenu Honorable Richard Kwesi Ofori Ajimambodi otie dwumadi no and also person contributor kabibi kakra about discussion the mayor for Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly. Chief, good morning.
Morning.
Nyame abdom eja wenya said ye nyina no ade ato man ni ya odi aye di nti e be kan sa so enye so e be kan sa wonamu de e be kan say and of course your mama bason so yourself regional minister, regional chairman Isham Mom Penifo Asemisi you know Monsema are very busy up and down Boase to just a lot of things and your mama baso for that. In fact, the Drew Sabriani who leadership. Yankoma ye also be say o can be kakra.
Okay. For me, the hero of the whole rescue exercise, Honorable Gariba, I can say Akofo DC as so far it's not been recognized the way we ought to have.
Okay.
He showed a lot of bravery on that day.
Wow.
And for me, football and that's on the man of the match.
Man of the match.
Now, I want to say something briefly about Yawa. Yenyanoma Omatofom, Omoma, the Omoyenu, and Nama Surfer. You're careful about your sentiment. Yenny Kasa, Yenya Yeti, Yenim Koya, Ebefaswa, Ebeko. The engine I ain't trouble. Yen Kasa so. Indeed, yeah, discussions, can't want them or social media. We should be very sensitive to what the affected families are going through. Now, throughout, I have tried never to pass a comment because I made the many who are there and want some kind of thing. But I want to say this: we have a couple of us and describing the say that for any pony the only thing. Obi obe criticize the area no be asani pan we ni pa boni ni awon ni atinka. And who told you that we did not go with body back? And who told you we didn't have them? Who told you we didn't have them? So anybody or doubt can contact the managing director of Anglo and the medical director of Anglo Good Health Hospital. I am the person that called for those things, and Anglo Good made them available.
Oh, in fact, Chief, we cried your reporters. Pictures of the brain, videos of the brain. Later we saw the body bags. Yes,
yeah, the goom, me and San Nani. Baby, a queer no, you are seeing a helicopter, intimate landing. Yentimi for motor call, Yentimi for video call. Who helicopter, and you know 2 helicopters at the Kumasi airport standing by. 2 military helicopters, the helicopter and the CASA, they were all stationed at the Kumasi airport. Standing by for evacuation. But who the back could have people now? Abubano so any. Who the fire any? And mind you, it's a forest zone and the weather conditions and conducive armor plane and safe landing. The aircraft went to the Lenkley airstrip on 2 occasions. Went to Free Stadium on 2 occasions. The weather did not allow for landing. It is nobody in his right frame of mind with that. In that prevailing condition, we'll send another aircraft there.
Oh,
when the weather had not improved.
Do you make key efforts in Combeland?
Make key efforts on Combeland. And Samuel Abwadi was speaking with the NCE for Boise on the aircraft. Airstrip, Bumpa Meka and Maho. Yet, and you call for Stadium, Bumpa Meka and Maho. So they made 2 attempts at the airstrip in Obasi. They made 1 attempt at the Free Stadium. What I say?
Wow.
In the Yania, you call the best, we didn't know the best bottle cramp, it will be young for no one get me for Mumba. Condition is fire, this is wrong. People should not compel us to explain at the end of the picture, because maybe almost a whole or more addition and no may torture or more with explanations. We should rather commend only our call for the bravery that they showed that day. The fire servicemen that went to the side because Okonokan and that form, if you could move to the belly of the mountain and a halo, it's a mountain we are talking about. The 1 hour 30 minutes never climbing. Only a holding seminar only 2 hours and never climbing. So the effort that we made to get the people down and be able to raise 8 coffers within a space of 45 minutes. And give them dignity by transporting them to Accra. People should commend the effort of the people who led the process. They should commend what we are going through. Don't nobody. Let's read the commentary should be one that comforts the affected family. We should not be compelled to be explaining what transpired on that day. Oh yes, sir. Now there are a lot of the mental picture that we should not create on the minds of the affected victims. Which there are some pictures they should not have. And can one we need to be a city. Woman, most of the explanation and the family do not need to know exactly what has gone on, because it will be difficult for them to have closure in their minds. So let's help manage the psychology of the survivors of this accident victim, Miss Remo. Ghana for yes, Remo. Mama Yangini, Omo Lay a discussion. I think the other analysis. Yeah. Whether church, no man will be there. Who translate a bit to, a bias car, oh, simple, a bit masha. A bit
just in fact, a revelation out there, my no pay, and I'm just looking at it.
A bit masha.
Say, yeah,
idea, you know, you need to know. Yame ena onim kwanya ofa so bo nipa na yitimi fan so no nya biane o enso keke na yitimi nya akokodo no mbe nyame ena bo nipa na onim kwanya ofa so
I agree with you. From afar, people, the other things that Marfo keke on social media.
Okay, now o can dey there. Open kind, who means the terrain? No? You don't even know what we have gone through. In the air corner, it says, training radar. In the air corner, not air corner, air plane, young was will be a wow.
Oh, in fact,
the first thing we must do is to look for survivors. Because if we got there, we thought that we could identify 4 people alive. Because there are in this case, honorable guy, but mom, you can call we identify 4 people. So our hope was that we'll find 4 alive. And our effort was geared towards finding people alive, not identifying the dead. So when we were confronted with the bare fact that now we can't have anybody alive, then we ought to look at how we are going to transport them in their condition now.
In fact, yes.
The good thing is that whichever state we found them in, you didn't describe it. Those who get that, you need national awards. But a common fund, the Yakopon shower.
Yeah.
I think that as government, we should go and do something to honor that town.
Yeah, no, Dr. Samuel Fie can't say.
A common fund. Yeah, they were marvelous. Obi Eton Wellington book. Maybe they call them one this car.
Wow.
The deal now or come on now. A chain the intimate for body bags and panel. On my cocoa sacks, I'm some of the we took around 26 from him. We changed it 3 times to get to the belly of the mountain. But on at the time, Trebe me and Sat tonight. What the woman at the take me aside Jeff of Akoma. Near Cosses San. Near Banet is near Sanko Fredo. What some might be. We made a pot of occasion one day and this come.
Chief, the Kakrawa can I be chilling. I mean, chilling.
We should tone down on the analysis.
That's it. Near when you also come out when you don't can have full na then the Nina Omonina sa Omonina or come on say.
May anyone any people higher population sense of your kind of account.
was a population census. You can't be no car.
You can't pay Nipa or Ghana, and I can't Ghana for.
Oh, but sir, Ghana, dear, for us to understand, for us to understand categories of people, I want to.
Utieni kasa no wa free nipa tibiam. Dika ye kan nipa ken kan omo kan oni atenka oni nipa tibiam. Dika e do e bia say population e census na e bia we do the other station and nanka kan omo kan. Nanka yan kan omo cause o de omo population na population go kwa.
Came my phone see I were home to the you can be fast be free why Dr. Samarfi is watch you right me that's it you I chairman Samuel Kwanza so watch you okay what's it
what you when so what I think there's some work can so move be as some work can you see because I'm going to ultimate dying. Oh, hey, Sir John. So what situation be? Who situation be on? I don't know. Say be will be any that experience in that. Who say a big regional when Nisusa and it takes time.
I don't know. Can say a Yankopon na a bony pan or you see bony pan a mouth.
Sir, Omoko Hono, the scent of human beings. Environment,
you have it.
You feel say nipa ashi, nipa body scent ashi. No crying easy, and these people find themselves in. Etiana will be can someone. What can someone can? Mrs. John said, "Mewa, I feel sorry. Yeah, I don't know what to say. One here, I know can someone yanka. We don't have to treat me see way situation. You don't have to wish even for Bonsam because the omo call her what they've seen." And you want go through because I don't know. And your grounds na dey never hwe wo. Eye be possible. So and people no kwa wutimi tere. And so ato.
Zuba is telling us something.
Yes.
Yeah. Say on two occasions they wanted to land.
Yes.
So there was a problem.
So Ofori park. And then Lincoln.
I am say hono na sa park no mo say na Muslim na aircraft ninya and have land there because munya challenges are nti hono na papa na ka se mu ye na mu ye no mu say tuko esa ye ya mu ntimi land there
they were moving around these places
to site
baby and combat Alande but it was not working nti him say they
na ko fa sa we ni buy no
when they got that two places na anye
yes they were trying to locate a proper area to land
it is that two places na anye and the third na corner na just say they've crashed.
Wow.
So na sembisi na so na make a sure say people are trying to investigation you know. It is not up to say be I will be na sheda and I will be na Akoma BBC here. Because no, the place, any baby or what happened no. Then I make just say the plane perhaps it came down, altitude, the lower altitude that be no mountain fly to and then the weather condition. So if that thing happened, said the mayor explaining now her situation in 70 BOA, and you can say you're turning to a different cry. The investigation will not lead to say
no.
Far from that,
because there were experts. Yes, a big idea. Nah.
And look at what Mayor Chairman. So it clarifies what I was saying in the beginning. Say our response team emergencies near there. No, any baby are not situation I see. So there were helicopters available. Now it's almost train at Kumasi Airport. But for them to even go there, no, was because it's the same period. And society. So, and how would you even do it? It's not just say now the explanations are coming out gradually. It's all quite a so now they be that forest one even to go up there. Not somehow okay. We saw it on social media videos near there and them or in a warranting boot on them. It will take him about 2 hours 2 hours to even get there. Enye easy. Because and I was say can cry no hill. I didn't see around between 9 and 10.
Yeah.
Time I news now a month for it was around 11:30 12. So it tells you say by that time no be a
omukra godrusro na ye bia boys say anom so moti omukọ ho ba ko kuta watch ano say okoy watch no hu fa binim fa
okoy de okohu ye na
so no so okoy bia na dun de ono so obo awie na say watch bi da ho no watch no or the clear camera cry no say watch no ohun ni probably be send there one of them
Akoma FM 87.9 Kumasi.
That means it was around 12.
Me say doc
now no because to get to the scene is easy.
Thursday ni call Asante Mampong yanko yamfa kunu kra call Mirific Cree is yana Mirific Marfo asijima
never one weekend
any call na even that time around 2-3 how you could do you know udu krono na o hye krono o to ani saa chai de wie maye no and make catch am so let's look at this we cry hakra na bepo no cry eni anya atua bepo no we cry wo from kakra de hwe said the ebo na si wo that zone until look at this next so de a helicopter a penetrate here a be difficult even what do hakra na person hear from Belland or from it will be difficult
baby I'll be That is what happened.
Sir John, I think sir we're making one you say you're more the
Gariba the DCE.
I think sir Omane call and I think said the deputy regional security coordinator
Bilson too was there.
Yeah, more my so I think they've done well. But then can say Sir John, say what call me ana bi continue in your maybe I say what call situation bi me say ya own. No what environment no one say body scent nipa body scent she na wo mu na wo ye adwuma look at say because say body we are can say she wo dey dey because body na nkasa ben to the extent say unye ye and they have to soak the bottom no cry you should go for way
oh mo dey ba na also mo sa
for oh I know there Sir John yes raman for omo who dey we on basic can me say Sir John, you have not gone to some of these situations. Can we be feeling what others are feeling? People should be very careful. Yen kasa ba heart sa. Oh, when yen kasa we ti we there me your dear bay. Now be jina catch me say come say hwan anyway. We now one hwe ya now be kan sama yen ka. Oh, asofo for no so easy asofo for no me city me city
Facebook nkrofo ne manya asem
no mu be nya asem na asem a okan say nyansa be ne wom nyansa be ne wom
that's why you fair to me
I
am reporting what someone
has said reporting hwan bibia na report ayi chairman ka say bibia na ehu ayeka
so ko pa ba wo na me say ahono aba no ko pa ba dia ye dey
dipeni abre dipeni ka sema wako fa sem bia ye munya ya e dia ba meni wadi ni ye pa de meni so meni udi na meni wadi no ye pa asofo no mo ne mo nsuan free traditional priest for ho issue ba traditional priest obeko ohene ho wako bona mane bibi ewo kuro na nya ko gina bonten ewo kuro nim enanso sese na ebo munhwe yi o obeko ohene ho enti asofo no se prophecy bi ba ya bodawuro asem bi sia ana omunya yi bi a omumpe kwan bi so I think say wuni obi so nim obi emfa begina ho afreme won fra wo sesai na abem ade na sia wie na wanya dan wo je fans sesai se wo na wo ye sa na nyame ye na dwuma yesu sa na wo ye na dwuma I think men of God me kwa sorry sa prophecies ni sa we no omo fa wisdom nka ho
they say what sorry crowds we say more can be
and then that is wrong there me suffer penny kind and you wrong and you wrong say ubeka se bia nyame energy we na omo ko ye ne de nyame antimi anye wo it's wrong
they tell say
enya ntina asema chairman kan say enya asem bia na ye hu ayeka So baby who assemble our car was okay one to who are so the metro
and 5 p.m. over Kubiana.
And can them some members for card, yeah.
Chairman,
the
safest,
the safest, no, me a VM said, Miss Slope, I was on the cars. I should be someone for alcohol.
Now, just have nothing about quarter for me. A hard in there, but
yeah, but
a tough way who by the safest.
The safest,
the safest, and
Sir John, Doc, I can't send me now. I trim agency an idea. I think, say, as a man, say, a dream as even a political party. Now you're putting into perspective a baby. During the former IGP. So by pronouncement be so be can be
yeah. Who's Mujaye?
A conform Emma Marfo Lambashina and now you share the air quality trend now air
baby now.
Me see or dog can and imagine as our basubio say in our traditional settings no the traditional priest so who be bia or call or hene no kobo hene say nana you say ana mehu ai bia ebe ba oman so ana ebe yesi enti no ebia yenye se na oman no ohene no afre ne mpanyifo na afi abodawuro ni aka kire oman no. That is our traditional setting.
And
Ejuma. That's 1. 2. Yanko Bible no. Yanko pon na difo akese na oye bia no oya wo soma David kofa obi ire no de na ye se odifo ne hu ye ana me boa oko asoro dem ko gina say ohine wona da bi but oko ohine ne ho ekoyi ohine na ten okache David. Now the other is it Jeremiah or Nehemiah? No, there was a king who was about to die. Odifo no eko no okache ne say ye wonsa mansie, right? Yeah. And also no wan ko gina public anko any dede. Now what the message make come here to say now even baako yokoda densu yemi Jonah, God told him say oman na ye bone me pese me chi oma so name wo ye dey koko ka asem ye dey ko preach e kire wo. God could have also made it a broadcast say mo oman ni nyina ye dey mo ye ni ntimi ba be kumo. Okay. But he sent a prophet, a messenger, to go and tell them what is about to happen. Okay. Now, they may come in and say, perhaps as political parties or as a government, you bet me as start make up or think about a policy or where you need say D4 any idea, bet me some rebel crown ye bear. Yenye, say, Yame wa no be weni, no one be before you be home. Ah, or your man penny and answer or 83 or mine more. This is the procedure.
Enra, thankfully, Enra, he come. Mami can ask him because Elvis can ask him. Elvis mentioned that.
Mami want see what's happening because they all can say who know. Share any money be bring or no more. May say we get some of these gifts. I was so who nipa no. Now man a direction say adie we menko menye sei it's not about say wo na wo ye no obetimi ayade na made no a stop it
but say mama me mfa friend for kakra na every omudiem 0322498035 0243114497 uba no irin TTM na for so abemu. Hello, good morning.
The only thing on radio.
Many are going to see a taxi driver.
I mean, okay, I mean, and I got that issue in a new commentary. So, for the children say, I got that issue at Unyaku and him, and it's no really a bit years of time. Now, maybe I say, I got that Yaku, I got that issue. When you are saying for on my woman, almost one. Omuniso interest party them all. Eti agrada money a wedi nyakupo ntie ni su mfanye.
Matimidas, good morning. Okay. But I say 0322498035 0243114497. Yakoswa, we are still within the morning period. Yeah, guswa yedi yao ye jam yenu anumu watch your mushroom. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Sir John.
Yes, sir.
Where African Terrier, the Tracy are not meeting soon.
I told you.
They say, me phone it, Nadia condemned for a year, oh, African time, everything. But I will meet that here with you for home, here with that. I don't mean I haven't said I have some. How can my you want
my friend in my Abba?
Martin, I'm here. If I say all the old I know, but I for the customer direction, our officer. I'm not the fire. It is you for the and come say, you did a seat. A bad day and your friends to sell of an enemy. So, after you and next here. Oh, after I was trying to make it work. It is when I find out the car. Yes, I'm young condemned. So, get condemned. After the window, you know, I don't
Medasi. Every day, I'm saying discussion. You have quite so far. So, in common bring heady until you can comment. Say, baby, as a result of your commodia, you dinner. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Sir John.
Yes, sir.
Ogawuli first line.
Ogawuli.
Oh, Sir John.
Arahwaba.
Sir John, amazing. We just say, "Ma, we jawo crowd me. We who dey me no crowd." But Papa Obeka say, "Get the nasipa me enchechira odi amai."
Zuba na.
Oh, wakasa pa, wa trese we penini pa o maimwa. Oh, yes, we ya. You go by your politics. Na do be trese obi. How? Sekatoa. Sema kabe fili. Say who ni pe become one. Ah, she how kabekum. Ah, akoye wuni akoye wutini. O say, o dey your politics. Na ko port jase. E bi beti mato. Se to abon be bi also dey befa. O jase. Se don, agrada there. So funu se mo keke fa no. Agrada nye nipa Yakopon etie de nisu.
Yeah, mam fe no nusi o na hen call so. Hello, good morning.
Yes, John.
Captain.
Go me bu officer.
Sir.
Awe wo bi se bufu. Pardon.
Ya me mo e.
Da ba no. Anya concert. Ni brisen ba. En toa da. Agrada hwana na nso to form na yede. Yes. Ana na wa si na Yakopon ko kele ske da na ko Ghana ko akere wo mi di no be tuban. No be ko to go. Akoye gala nsi akoyi. What? Agrada offer the new and the no want to come on from the
That's it. Your few minutes now, sorry. Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, I'm Pacho when you.
When I could see after me first body.
I was in Arahwaba, many of my pay baby. I don't come out of the family.
I was papa. The ACM dear. And I mean, when you Ghana phone free somewhere, everybody. A hardware, sir, which is Ghana penny for pa, Moko did you say? Now, some say after. The enemy have a brain, they won't penny for you or what? Sebi. Which you want for dreams, so I think claim your mutilin. Kisa Paluse, no more back a kind, say, I know. Penny Toto. Yes, and that's all, yes, penny in cafe. What you say? Penny, you knew say, "O Casama, some year come on." Now, but TV, so now, but radio, so Casa in some ginger here. Say, yeah.
That's Minia.
What's the matter?
Yes.
The only say on radio.
Yes, sir.
Because you be a share, because you talk with you.
Kojoy.
Yes, sir, boss.
I mean,
and then the people in Yamasu.
Oh!
Now, whom I put you now, my say, you know.
Yes, next week, why?
I am on by you soon 1 year. That's what it is. I never feel any news to Accra. So, because we are saying, oh, we will be at the rule. We can't quite see we are going to appointment celebration. I live for 8 years celebration. Say, other yow. Then you nipa the crab ako pay ka kwan share we nya Ghana for. So I don't know to me for the politics. Some of you are politicians. I'm not footballers. I don't know kan kwan share ho Ghana for asa ye nya too much. And kwan je na just we mu dia no. Ya kan for ya just we mu dia no.
Yo, Matime das minua. I'm in last caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
But when you
Le pato treni na you afi. Le ka se fini kuru. We dey ye ma o man ni na shede ni yako. Titiri mo a wo mu kunu mu abusuafo awu ni ye mo mu shede pa se nyame na titiri ni re. Na nyame na nka o mu ho. E dia shiri dia ya pa. Na dia ye shire ye papa masofo ni se. Ye shire o ni. Wo man pedi fi na se Jubilee House. We didn't negate into what say. Just be a dear, only I want to control my penny. You know, when you DC me and penny for no. And now, the man ready, so not so about who look around the friend. I mean, someone my challenge didn't mean to like a minute. Yes, no, you and mine and your man penny when you penny for DC. Chama and you see the idea. I'm penny to be ready house getting to what I would be an idea. African contract, no control my penny. In Kenya, Chato One Committee,
thank you very much. Said yeah, can Yami Adoma Vupatino next week? Yami Adoma next week. A bompire, say Yambehu Yamobona, a Roseman Tree. Na ebetimi next week etimesia. Chairman,
Sir John, Massem Minane say, Oman bia wa achede anyame ede che hom na Ghana no nyame ache niema bebre na ade bia no yede ma wa e wo se wo hwe the positive of it or you take advantage of it now the boa oman ade am say yensa ya a gift of prophecy, the word of wisdom, the word of knowledge, and then power gift. I think say the gift of the Holy Spirit na sane ma make nyina inti ya kamia ye say bibie besi wo man mu bia no Bible ka say is there anything that I will do that I will not reveal it unto my prophets. Inti se nyame ya adom ni enya asofo ne prophets are almost everything be omu ho as government, as people yentra se ne yempe kwan kora befa so a sane ma we say esia ye betimi ehunu kwan a ye de befa so said na me last submission na me ka no say government ne betimi amada channel bi na se obi hu bibi a enko direct to this place sabi ye betimi afra wo sofo no wo hu bibi hwe Yesu Kristo mpo ba asasi so no na Herod penekunu no na he had all the power say ye betimi ankopon betimi stop Herod betimi amade ebisiasi but it was directed unto him say on fanning free krumo it was a direction inti e besere say yentra se aso man na yendwene say ye difo ne nkofo ye wo mo mutimi ewo ani omutimi hunu enema a eba no so muhu a yempe channel no na anye ja frame one frame a one frame pe na ade chia na afia be
there's that conscious effort about person here and I make us say what's the name
is it Elvis
Elvis Enra okay this I said now they are going to put together that Ebema prophecies
they have to be directed they have to
doc yes
they make us say asofo ebinum nyame dwuma ne bibia ye de be hye won se bia ye de wisdom ka nti omo a nyame ache omo ache de no omo fa wisdom enka wo de ka ho a ebe ma wo nyame som no wasofo die no sebi akwa enimu nye bibia chairman general se nye bibia na ehu ayeka wo be kan pete mu na ade beje fans na ade na sie wie no en kwa de wo se ye guase kra ma wo so de metre no ana lastly no so me be sere omo a videos no ne we no about the death no omo hold on and mesre zuba se de ye kan na 6 asika man krom ho no
oh yes so mo kwa bibi so my ade me that say
na population census no so na me say ye nkofo ne be free
population census no.
Maybe
next time.
Yeah, kind nipa na.
Wa mo nipa krodin so.
Wa mo nipa krodin because.
Na ho adenge yin no.
Nye nipa ni nyina na.
Thank you very much. Na your birthdays na. Yeah, sorry na Hamza Mohammed, your message is well acknowledged. Jerry John Hodanu, your message is here. Mensa Saba, yes, Oyibo Boateng, Matthew Otieku, lorry fare increase lorry fare. And if it came me mayor ba 2 p.m. Thank you. Yeah, birthdays na Obini Akohene emetwa so with Abibi Nstroma. Yes, and me ankasa me body ni birthday. Yes, Kojo Poku of Chris Fashion. Yes, in fact, Chris Fashion or boy Juma pa. Sometimes and Tadin do why the PM na man for hey we there we kotoya na upamoy. We have a fantastic young man. Indiana Chris Fashion. Kojo Poku na the birthday. Happy birthday to you, my brother. Nyami sha pa na onye okese Chris Kojo Poku of Chris Fashion. And Francisca Labi ne ba. I say good morning, Sir John. Today is my son's birthday. Brian Kusi Akowua. Please wish him for me. Brian Kusi Akowua, today is your birthday. Happy birthday to you. From your mom, Francisca Labi. And Odi we see Ebaye. Last one, Ohenere Olivia. And your birthday. Happy birthday to you. From Kerchre Edujemfi, your own brother. And all the Abasi and wish you happy birthday. So birthday wish to Ohenere Olivia. Happy birthday to you. Yes, I be Nstroma ba na obibini na na akohene. Minua bibia boko de.
Bibia boko minua na wo so e.
Bibia fine.
Nze na wo twi de bibia hyehyehye.
Yes, of course. I mean no be anything. Tuntum na me de am say na de say you know Monday ko de. You be wura go na ya share normally yana.
Oh, for that one they can't say but say obo wa.
Say 3 days morning no and then they see.
But say like you say tuntuma kasa na wo share efe.
It's
not necessary to be a free muntina. Like I mean, will be a free muntina association. To say, yeah, no, you're doing a coin,
yeah.
To be share white, the NS or yeah, but colors, no, be or they share, be a yennefer. But just this week, you know, I hear a lot of issues. A lot of
tuntum fatami.
And but so because to tuntum fatami, and look at what I said, I don't say me quite here now. Obi a star of obi up red, obi up yellow,
Chris Fashion. Chris, shall see a pump to na design come na. Me fam flexing akra na.
You necessarily say I wish to na say was say we the call say be a sim kwankeke. No, you can also wear black to so many places.
Anyway.
So John and this week it's been a lot of issues and a lot of wailing and you know ukwa for fear na me break so I won't say enye papa.
Yeah.
Because the ato man I know den. And they say be for hunu ye when I said the omo kan ye no crew say nya no crew. I mean the nyina yesterday say be Yakopon beboa ma ne matimi akoye. Because that's the most important thing. But one thing na meeting pen for no can say these all issues came about through Sibia because of say yensu say yensa say kwampa be na yemfa so na yen solve these issues. So that's it. Nti eno na started with the encommoni nyina as ye free kan ba ye free ye koye we kuma say for ye call all those things. No. So there are people who are making it very clear say we hear the issue of Galamsey. Abambia ba say na Kufa say there so the president so when Timian akunya na hotel so say mampani nu kwan no say ko be flu so nyasa but say at the end of the day e ko say when Timi anye but akunya no so wan san so nyasa so it was like say bia ayasema yetie yempani fo ahye yebo say ombe ye nema bibia fa Galamsey ho so obi hwe ne papa obi hwe ne nua obi hwe ne ofa obi hwe na danfo aye say there's some people assassin we see na touch more than anybody. Why one change they be a feeling is but if this is the issue na be a Galamsey no they were going to fight because say yensu say ya Omane Boamah asne bibia yensa asne say na fe bibia enko ye na na de Omane bibia na say bibia ye sa na ekodia emwa so they were going to find a possible solutions a bit of it and this has happened to them. So I'm hoping say the presidency and the Abamu Panifono they should take this thing to end everything. concern say yen so say and I say yen say because a man dey enye na because ye chance ye to mine o man mu efitete but ene die na ye ne dey say yen so say yen say na yen so say na yen say senso a say e break check say mo o man no emu ahemfo emu atitire emu presidency everybody is at risk. So the president should use this opportunity, you know, to use our men to protect our water bodies. Okay. Now, Ankoba say, "Ye kwa junu humbi say ye kwa yesi anase ye kwa yesi." Masa, na kadi omoko plan kwa so omoko ye kwa for all you know no, be can no sense as because the former government some issues by community mining and kosi but they can say mpanifo no omo hye ase no ye mpanifo a omo so wa ban ni mo ye nim wo because obi a otim to gala excavator
unim bi on
and I say o ka say emre bi a nana otum focus here nana no ka say omo ye sanema no those are things that people know and they say obi nim bi na obi nim bi there
o ka say unim wo mo a that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying say
but anyway
this time we know them, they are part of them.
Yes,
and
I agree. I agree with you on the point that Abanu should take steps, but the Adam Komodia maybe
no, but
we cannot extend that in Abanu because of the people involved. Because if we are not serious about this matter to fight Galamsey, it will be so many issues. Okay.
Now Abanu opposition no, where your campaign say Abanu or no crop for neye. Into no abanya 2 million, just as Abanu crop for no more, na so pamo free ho. So more neye say Abanu da no crop for no neye dia. I didn't know yet me pamo free ho. Because that's what you promise us.
Okay.
And because I hear crocodile John, this is a very serious situation. Right. Because I'm not far from this year. Master, if you are involved in this situation now, you understand what I'm talking about. So this thing should end the illegal man and I say Yensoni and Sassy. That's my take on this.
Right. You are right. My uncle, I've been remember. Yes, the take on this. But Yami Adoma and number 5, I was crying. Say 3 days no we na we are ready dey be go na pay na ya for fresh na tuntum ni sa you know sanity I remember